Hello, everybody, and welcome to Harrisonville, Missouri District Semifinals. The Harrisonville Wildcats, the Grandview Bulldogs. Winner plays next Friday. Loser starts basketball practice on Monday. So it's winner go home time with the district playoffs. We're at Memorial Stadium, the campus of Harrisonville Middle School in Harrisonville, Missouri, and we're ready to rock and roll for some high school football action, district action here tonight. Winners will play next Friday night. The loser season, as we said, is done. It's time for your pregame show, brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's only locally owned and managed bank, member FDIC. And we talk about our pregame show, our great sponsors. We're calling this Sponsor Appreciation Night. When we started out the season, we didn't know how far the teams would go, how long they would go. We started with 10 games, and we said, okay, this is where we're at, 10 games. Well, this is game 11, and, you know, to show our appreciation for our great sponsors and how good they've been to us, we're going to show our appreciation tonight. As everybody, it's Sponsor Appreciation Night. All of our great sponsors, we're going to talk about them all night long and thank them numerous times for being able to get these broadcasts on. And this is just kind of our way of giving back to them instead of chasing them down and saying, hey, it's the football playoffs, what are we going to do? So that being said, after this win tonight, guess what, guys? You'll be seeing me. No, nevertheless, we have great sponsors, and we enjoy them, and we're glad they can help us put this broadcast on. From top to bottom, it has been awesome. So that is our sponsors. And we have district semifinal football action, Harrisonville, Grandview. Grandview at 5-6-4 on the season. The Wildcats now standing at 7-3 on the year and fresh on a 4-game winning streak. You may remember back to 2016, Harrisonville finished the season off with a 9-game winning streak to become state champions, and they would love to repeat that from last season. So we will see what happens. A lot of football left before you can get there, though, as you got at least 2 more district games, and then you would have 3 state games, so at least 5 more games to go in this one. So we're ready to rock and roll here. We will have several things coming up in the pregame show. We'll have our keys to the game, starting lineups, coin toss, all that coming your way here in just a little bit. Scoreboard acting a little crazy tonight at times, so we'll see how that rock and rolls as well. So we will take a timeout. We'll be back, and we'll have Gary Davidson join me, and we will talk some football right after this.
Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center and Harrisonville Appliances. They will save you time and money and give you the same selection as the marts up in the city. So instead of spending hours driving north searching for a great deal, go see the crew at Troby's right here in Harrisonville and get friendly hometown service at affordable prices. With 3 generations of Troby's helping, it's a true hometown business, happy to make you feel like part of the family. Go see them today on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
From small jobs like an oil change or big ones like fixing a transmission, Young's Auto Repair will get you back up and running in no time. A knowledgeable, friendly staff with a family raised in Harrisonville, Michelle and William know small-town friendly service and good craftsmanship is the key to keeping customers happy and coming back again. So next time you need a tune-up or an alignment with their state-of-the-art alignment machine, give Young's a call at 816-380-6008 or stop in and visit them at 1312 South Commercial, right next to Santa Fe Glass.
Welcome back to our pregame show here on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School Memorial Stadium. It is the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's only locally owned and managed bank, member FDIC. And we get back to action here. I bring in Gary Davidson. And Gary, you know, this is the time of season you love it. It is winter go home time. Like I said a little bit ago, you lose tonight, guess what? You get to start basketball practice on Monday. And knowing Coach Mercer, while he would love that, he doesn't want to see these guys for another 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks.
Yeah, and he's used to it. And that's the great thing about the great coaching we've got here at Harrisonville. I mean, he's always been used to a successful football program, knowing that he wasn't going to get his guys. It's kind of like football is. It's not the way you start, it's the way you finish. And the same thing with basketball. So, yeah, I mean, I know Mercer would love to have them there because it's part of his team, but he wants to see them be successful and then take them when they get done.
Yeah, and because it goes, your success goes across all sports. If you get to a state championship game in football, that's going to matriculate over to basketball, baseball, whatever other sport with that championship pedigree, and you've seen it. Coach Mercer's built one heck of a basketball program here in Harrisonville. He's won 3 district and conference titles over the last 7 years. Kind of knows what he's doing too, so you can kind of see that championship culture goes through all sports.
Oh, it does. I mean, you get the winning tradition at a school. I mean, you know, everybody talks about Webb City, and hopefully we'll see them in a couple of weeks, but everybody talks about Webb City. Well, they a lot of times contribute that to football, but it's still Webb City Cardinals. It's not always Webb City football. It's Webb City Cardinals has a good program, and that's the same thing with Harrisonville.
Well, you talk about Webb City, talk about Harrisonville. You know, they kind of go hand in hand when you talk about championship sports. You know, I can think in just the 13 years I've been doing sports, or the last 11 here in Harrisonville, we've seen semifinal soccer, we've seen semifinal baseball, top 4 finishes in those sports, along with basketball to the sectionals 3 different times. So it goes across all bounds. Webb City, heck, they've almost made the Little League World Series 2 out of the last 3 years. It goes all the way down to the Little League. So it's crazy to see that. And it all starts with community. You know, we talk about it, and I'll thank them several times tonight, but our sponsors, you know, they're local. We always encourage you to buy local. It starts with those people buying in and filling up a 4,000-seat stadium every single Friday night.
Yeah, community. A program is not successful without the community. And obviously, with a successful program comes that successful community and vice versa. And, you know, through the years, there's only 2 homes that I've ever called home. And one of them is where I was born and raised, and that's Carthage, kind of next to Webb City. It was a rival of ours when I was growing up. And the second place is Harrisonville. It's a lot like my hometown, and it's a very welcoming community, and they're very supportive of their youth and of their programs that are here. And that's what I really like about it. And so excited about, you know, again, another Friday night under the lights. I mean, I love football.
Absolutely, and you know, that's what I love about Harrisonville. You know, I've become a part of the community. Obviously, my wife was teaching here for several years, and I've kind of grown into this, you know, voice of the Harrisonville Wildcats thing, and I really enjoy it. You know, you can't go to Walmart, you can't go anywhere. Hey, how's this team going to do? How's that team going to do? It's something that I love that my kids are going to be able to experience too someday, is because of just the small town feel. You know, my son oldest son, Chase, is in the independent school district. While they have homecoming and they have all that, they don't have the traditions at a small town. There's something to be said about a parade on a Friday afternoon, a whole week worth of homecoming. I want my kids to be able to experience that. In Harrisonville, they're right at that cusp. They're kind of a big city, but at the same time, they're a small town. They get to enjoy that. You know, kids that go to a Blue Springs or a Rockhurst or somewhere, they don't get all of the joy of stuff that goes with a hometown. And that's just one of the things that's great. And that's, you know, and we've talked about it early in the season. There's a reason. It's not rocket science. There's a reason it's the same programs that are good at Class 3, Class 4, year in and year out, because it starts with the community and it starts with the youth programs.
Absolutely.
Webb City, you see it. Webb City, Kearney, Harrisonville, they're all on the cusp. They're on the outskirts of big cities, and they've got that small town feel. They buy into the youth programs, and it goes all the way across the board, and there's a reason those teams are always the best.
And obviously, youth programs require that community support. I mean, it's not cheap to play in a youth program, and a lot of the kids don't have the capabilities. Their families don't have the capabilities, especially if you've got 1 or 2 kids playing. That's expensive, and so a lot of that goes back to the community assistance with keeping those youth programs going with the assistance and support that they give.
Well, and you talk about it, and it goes back to our sponsors. It's not cheap to sponsor and advertise and sponsor every single different event that goes on. And so that's one of the reasons, we talk about our sponsor appreciation night. That's one of the reasons why, is because we're doing that, is we want to give back to them because they give to us and they give to the community so much. And that's one of the reasons we want to give back. I know we're just all jabbering away and enjoying some small town. And another one, Ron wanted to point out, you should have just hollered, Ron. Ron, another one he wanted to point out, small town, Maryville. Another big example of a town that's always good in sports every year. They got a little bit of a college there to push them along, but Maryville is definitely another one as well. We used to see them in the playoffs each and every year when we were Class 3. So, it's one of those fun things, and that's why, they give to us, we want to give back to them. We're just in a festive mood tonight. It's district semifinal. I mean, it's a chilly night, but we're having fun up here.
I don't want to bring anything up bad because it's not bad, but, our discussion in postgame last week, talking about, really the when playoffs should start and who should be in the playoffs, and got the local paper talking about got the local paper, and there was a big article about that. And I'm not going to go into it. We've already discussed it, but I'm very supportive of that article. And the person that wrote it, I'm very supportive. He's a local here. He's got a business here, and he hoped he didn't make any waves with that. But it's true. And the only thing I'm going to say out of that is it did nothing for either program last week. I was very, very happy with the way that the opposing team handled it last week, and I was very happy the way we handled it. Both were sportsmanships about it, but I totally agree with what you said and what was written in the paper.
Well, and like I said, it was no disrespect to any that you just in here. Let me go on the Misha side for a minute. There's never gonna be a system that everybody's happy with. I mean, I think we've come to know that in this country. Half of us are going to like something, half of us aren't going to like something. That's just kind of the way it goes in this country right now. That being said, you got to find what the majority goes with. I just don't think, like you said, I don't think that we give everybody a shot at the playoffs. Don't call it the playoffs. I mean, we don't call it the playoffs in basketball when we have a district tournament. It's not the playoffs. You don't make the playoffs in basketball until you make that, by God, sectional round of basketball. That's when you're in the playoffs. So I just feel like it's a cheap way to make everybody included. In those first-round games, they serve no purpose. We saw 3 games last week. I saw 3 games that were 40-something, 35 or 40-something to nothing in the end of the first quarter. We're not talking halftime or third quarter. We're talking the end of – it was 35-0 here at the end of the first quarter. So – it is what it is, and we roll with what they got, but I hope they tweak it as the years go on to try to not have those issues in the future because, like I said, it doesn't serve a purpose. I mean, East didn't get anything out of that. They had to come down here, and they got drubbed in their season's over, So we'll see what happens as it goes on, but time for our keys to the game, Gary. Keys to the game. For the keys to your dream home, get a hold of the hometown team, the Hearn Group, Keller Williams Realty today. Key number 1 for me is pride. Go out there tonight. We've kind of been talking about it, prideful of our hometown. Go out there and play with some pride. Know that you got 5 more games and to get to where they were last year. Play with a little bit of pride, knowing that you want to continue that streak on. And I think that's a good way for the Cats to come out tonight, is prideful.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you always want to be proud of your team, but you also want to be at that level where every game you are playing for something, and you want to be proud of what you're playing for.
Again, I don't want to be like a mom. Keep your laundry clean. Keep it clean. We've talked about it 3 or 4 times, but you know what? It takes Mom 3 or 4 times to get her point across about the laundry. Let's keep it clean. I feel like the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it's coincided with a 4-game winning streak. Guess what? We haven't had a whole lot of laundry.
That is true. And we preached that and talked about that during those games where we were having those issues for whatever the reason we were having those issues. And they have done that, and they've matured. They have come through the adversity that they needed to come through to get them where they are tonight.
Yeah, and that brings me to my last key tonight is continuance. And what I mean, you got to continue to grow. This is not the same team that lost on a last-second play to Grain Valley 4 weeks ago. This is a totally different team. You got to continue on and grow each and every week, get a little bit better. I see a lot of parallels between the teams from last year and this year. You're starting to see Joe Bowers become that elite back he was at the end of last year. You're starting to see Ryan Bird understands this offense forward and backwards. He can throw the ball a little bit. I feel like that's something we didn't have on a team last year. It is we could throw the ball. If we get behind, we're not afraid to chuck it downfield. We got a wide receiver that can make some plays. So we got a lot of stuff going on. I think we can take care of that as it gets quiet here. We're going to send it to Mr. Jerry here as we have the national anthem coming up. And we will be back with more on your pregame show brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank.
Friendly faces and bright smiles greet you every time you walk into one of the 4 Sherwood Community Bank locations in Creighton, Urick, Garden City, or Harrisonville. A full-service bank with new internet banking options to track your accounts and many loan options. That makes Sherwood Community Bank Harrisonville's premier bank. They are the only locally owned bank, and you know your neighbors are taking care of you and your assets. When it's time for a new bank account or a loan for a home or car, think local and think Sherwood Community Bank, member FDIC.
Harrisonville's newest restaurant is located on the 7 Highway exit at the new Sapp Brothers truck stop. Apple Barrel will make your mom smile with daily specials, a home-cooked feel, breakfast served all day, and a breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. Next time you need a good home-cooked meal, come out and see the friendly faces and taste the great food at the Apple Barrel, located inside the new Sapp Brothers truck stop, open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily.
Treatment for minor aches and pains starts with a family atmosphere at Schroeder Chiropractic. They want to get to know you and find the best treatment solutions. The family atmosphere in over a decade in Harrisonville, Dr. Schroeder and Dr. Sharp give residents peace of mind that when the aches and pains are too much, they can come in and join the family at Schroeder Chiropractic next to the Brick House Coffee Bar and Eatery right off the historic Harrisonville Square.
Hello and welcome back to Harrisonville. National Anthem is over. We're in our pregame show brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's only locally owned member FDIC. We want to thank all our great sponsors to make all our broadcasts possible. Sponsor Appreciation Night, Show Me Auto Mall, Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center, Max Ford in Harrisonville, Holland's Auto Sales, Schroeder Chiropractic, Papa Murphy's, Colby's Car Clinic, American Heritage Realtors, Sherwood Community Bank, Young's Tire and Wheel Center, Forged by Fire, The Vault, Verizon Wireless Cell Only, Greg's Wheel Alignment, Farmers Insurance, Brad Sainer, Keller Williams, The Hearn Group, Stafford & Stafford Insurance, Absolute Health Chiropractic, Harrisonville Star, Sapp Brothers, Salon 114, Upcycled Orchard, Sapp Brothers Service Center, Dunkin' Donuts, Apple Barrel Restaurant, and Young's Auto LLC. Went to see the Youngs today, but they were gone. I think they may be on a little bit of a trip, so hopefully they're maybe listening tonight, and we're glad to have you guys on board each and every week. It is time for our starting lineup. Our starting lineup's brought to you by Harrisonville's premier starting lineup for insurance, Stafford & Stafford Insurance. For the Wildcats, on the defensive side, it's going to be Nick Cruz, Christian Cooper, and Ben Clary up front. In the linebacking core, it'll be Sammy Jackson Crowley, Jesse Wallen, and Isaiah Patrick. We were worried about him last week. He will be playing tonight. And our secondary, Nick Laughlin, Jaden Wilson, Jameel Batiste, Zachary Cheney. You'll also see Joe Bowers has played a lot of safety, as well as Mr. Jasper Davis for the Wildcats. And those are our starting lineups brought to you by Harrisonville's premier starting lineup for insurance, Stafford & Stafford Insurance Company. And Gary, I know you had a couple of little tidbits about the stats last week. We were talking about the defense. We talked about the defensive starters, and you wanted to prop up that defense a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, and I apologize. Trying to keep stats is fun for me, but unfortunately, something that I've always done because of obviously Zach. I've always watched the offense. I've not done a whole lot with the defense once he got into middle school and high school. And so I apologize that I'm not able to promote all those defensive stats. But I did pull the stats from the first 9 games. They didn't have the last week game on here. And I wanted to give a little bit kudos to those that have done a lot on defense. I mean, we don't get to talk about them at the end of the game or at halftime, so I felt like it was a good time to be able to do that. I want to talk about defensive tackles through the first 9 games. Isaiah Patrick is, as you just talked about, we were hoping he would be back. He's leading the team with 75 total tackles. Then after that is, also Nick Cruz has 75 as well. Then following that up is Jay Crowley with 69. Then we've got Bowers with 61. Jasper Davis with 58. Wallen with 59, and Clary with 58. As far as sacks, the 3 sack leaders on the team, Nick Cruz with 5, Cooper with 4, and Clary with 3, and Bowers has 1 fumble recovery.
A stat they don't have on there, I wish they had, and I would love to go back. If I had the time, I would do it. Go back and count tackles for loss, because I got 2 guys, Nick Cruz as well as Mr. Isaiah Patrick, feel like they have about 3 a game. I would love to see their tackle for loss numbers. But nevertheless, Grandview's getting ready to rock and roll in here. I think they were wanting to introduce Grandview. So we'll see if they're going to run onto the field here or not. And then, of course, the Wildcats will be coming up next for this one. So we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Everybody's schedule is different. Wouldn't it be great if service centers were more flexible with their hours to accommodate your schedule? Good news, the Sapp Brothers Service Center is open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and they don't just work on semis. They can work on your vehicle as well. If you work odd hours, get home after 5, or are just looking for a new place to take your vehicle, try the Sapp Brothers Service Center and be blown away with the great customer service and professional craftsmanship. Located on the 7 Highway exit right next to the Sapp Brothers truck stop.
We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASC certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building. Everyone loves a home field advantage. Buying or selling a home should be no different. That's why the Hearn Group, Keller Williams Realty, should be your first call when you're in the market for buying or selling. James and Michael Hearn were born and raised right here in Harrisonville. They know the area and will find the perfect fit for you and your family. Mix in former Wildcat Tyler Hearn and the Hearn Group, Keller Williams Realty as your hometown team with the home field advantage to get you in your dream home. Give them a call today at 816-797-0756 or visit them at www.hearnhomes.com. The easiest place to buy a car just got easier. Max Ford of Harrisonville is getting rid of its 2017 inventory and offering 72 months, 0% interest, and a $1,000 trade allowance with approved credit. If this isn't in your budget, they have over 800 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from so you can cruise through town in style. If you've been on the fence about buying, now is the time. So go to maxmotors.com while you watch the Wildcats, find a car, and head out to Max Ford tomorrow to get rolling down the road. And stay tuned after the game for our Max Effort Player of the Game.
Welcome back to our pregame show, brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Community Bank, Harrisonville's only locally owned and managed bank. Gary, member FDIC. Gary finished it for me a while ago. I was waiting for him to finish it for me. We're about 5 minutes away from your opening kickoff, and we will have that here for you. Those kickoffs always brought to you by Young's Auto on Sponsor Appreciation Night, District Semifinal Action Night. Winner gets to play next Friday. The loser season is over, and they have basketball practice Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, depending on when you do it. Where's the beef? It's on Harrisonville's offensive line and on the half-pound Boss Burger at Forged by Fire Kitchen, the official burger of the Harrisonville offensive line. Lance Short, Keegan Rowe, Kalen Johnson, Nick Cruz, Ben Clary, also CJ Caterly, Sam East, Trevor Campbell. You will hear those names on the line. And you know what? They were responsible for 7 rushing touchdowns last week, Gary.
Yes, they were. I mean, they just as well as the rest of the team have really matured and progressed this year. And, I mean, again, the backfield's not easy to run. The blocking is not easy to facilitate against different defenses that you're going to play. And this is going to be no different tonight playing a Grandview team.
Absolutely right. Where's the beef? It's on Harrisonville's offensive line and on the half-pound Boss Burger at Forged by Fire, the official burger of the Harrisonville offensive line. I would love to get the offensive line out there and have a Boss Burger eating challenge. Brandon, we got to get that going. I know there's people watching because it's warm in Forged by Fire tonight. People watching there at Forged by Fire. Brandon, let's get that rocking and rolling. We'll have the coin toss coming up momentarily. Ron zooms in on that for us so we can figure out who is going to win the toss. Show Me Auto Mall gives you above average service at below average prices to keep some coin in your wallet. You know, Gary, we always have fun in that last time out. If you haven't been to a game this year and you always watch at home, you got to come out and just see the intro that Harrisonville has. They've got the new Jumbotron video board up here, and they have this intro. It goes to the movie The Purge, the beginning of The Purge, and then it goes into highlights, and it shows the state championships from each year, a picture of those. And it's just 2 minutes of coolness. I love it. And it's, I'll tell you what, if I was an opposing team, I'd be kind of intimidated sitting there having to watch that.
Well, you're going to come into a stadium like this anyway. You're somewhat intimidated. You know, a lot of times we used to park the buses out here, you know, against some teams that we'd park them at the north end of the stadium. But you come into a stadium like this, now that's got even a bigger scoreboard, Jumbotron, replay booth, and all that kind of stuff, new turf, and that's intimidating in itself. Now you add this this intro. It's kind of like if you remember when we were doing the state championships with Fred Bouchard and they did the haka. I mean, it's similar in some ways to that.
Well, that and another one that I would attribute it to is the first couple of times we went down to Webb City for a football game. You know, they've had their video for 6-7 years now, and I remember the very first time I went down to broadcast a game, just me as a broadcaster was impressed with what they had and a little bit intimidated by, wow, this is pretty crazy, you know. And that was the first time we ever saw a high school team that had an official mic'd up. Right. Now we're getting spoiled here. We go on the road and we're like, man, I wish they had their officials mic'd up so we knew what they were going to say.
And why we have so much of this stuff? Local community and sponsors.
Absolutely. That shows you, you know, a lot of times I always get a kick out of when we go on the road and you pull up in Big Blue and you got 2 Big Blues and people always are like, oh my gosh, well, you know, must be nice. They all of a sudden they think we're a rich private school. I'm like, I always make sure when I hear somebody say, well, it must be nice to have money that I always make a point to go, actually our local booster club has purchased those buses for us. So Harrisonville has won the toss, but they have elected to defer. Grandview going to go left to right in the first half. Right to left will be the Wildcats. No wind really to speak of here tonight. Show Me Auto Mall gives you above average prices at above average service at below average prices to keep some coin in your wallet. Proud sponsors of our coin toss each and every week.
I'm sure glad you got the above and below right in there. That would not be good if you got
above average prices at below average service would not sound good. I do agree with that. You know, it's a chilly night. great night for some split back veer. What do you think?
It is, and actually, I mean, it blew all day today. And, I was expecting to be one of those games that maybe was affected by a little bit of wind. This is perfect for the guys down on the field to play football. It's not going to be too cold. It's not going to be too hot. Perfect. And it's a perfect night to bring home another win for the Harrisonville Wildcats.
And on a chilly night, kickoffs brought to you by our good friends at Young's Auto Repair. Kickoff this winter with a radiator flush and heater check at our good friends at Young's Auto. And there's a little pooch kick.
Oh, yeah!
Let's go right down the side and just missed collecting it. Oh.
I'm sorry I yelled. I thought we had it.
Gary turned into a fan there for a second, but I like that. I just out of the outstretched hands, and I wonder if what they're discussing here is, are they going to say he had it in his hands?
Number 12, Nick Laughlin, mark the kick.
So if they're going to say is illegal touching, or it went out of bounds, it didn't go the full distance.
If he would have got that ball, he would only had one guy to beat.
Well, but you cannot,
That's true.
You can't advance it. But my question would be this: if Nick is the first one that touched it and went out of bounds, did it bounce out of bounds first before he touched it? Because they're putting it at the 35-yard line.
I don't know.
Or since he hit it out of bounds
and didn't have control of it.
So that may be where they're at. So Pearson going to be in the pistol formation. He's going to have a wide receiver left and right as we're underway. Going from left to right will be Grandview to start things off. And here they go. They're going to go right up the middle with it. Off the end, they bounce it out. And Isaiah Patrick there. A gain of a couple there. Tyreek Holt with the carry. Going to get about 3. Going to bring up second down and about 7. You can see Isaiah Patrick right in there first play after banging his knee up, not getting to play much last week.
Second down and 7.
So wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Now they're going to go with 2 backs in the backfield. Pistol formation. 1 back flanking the quarterback, 1 behind him. And Pearson's going to get it, and they're going to go right up the middle this time and bounce outside his Holt. And he cuts it back, going to get a first down up close to midfield. And still on his feet pushing forward and into Wildcat territory down to the Wildcat 49-yard line. Gain of 12 by Holt right there. And a first down for the Bulldogs down to the Wildcat 49. Couple of runs by Holt here. Holt going to check out. Pearson Jr. going to be the quarterback in that pistol formation. To a wide receiver flanked out to the near side on the right side. Back behind the quarterback, Pearson Jr. And here they go. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to try to bounce to the outside, the right side. Cats defense all over it as they come to the near side here.
Up, maybe a yard gain on the play. Number 56, the senior Ben Clary on the stop. And number 15, the senior defensive back Jasper Davis, gain of 1 yard on the play. Second down.
That was Roderick Smith, the carry.
Again, that's where the junior, Raphael Pearson Jr., takes the squad to the line. Excuse me, the senior.
Pearson Jr. going to be in the pistol formation. Second down and about 9 after a gain of a yard. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. 1 to the left of Pearson Jr. and 1 behind him. As we go on second down and 9 from about the 48 of the Wildcats. Flip-flop sides, and here they go. Now they're going to go, and nowhere to go. Cats all over it. Nick Cruz through there and lays out Pearson Jr. Read it the whole way, and that's going to bring up third down and about 14. We just talked about tackles for losses, and there was one again right there, Gary, on a big second down. Makes it third down and about 13 for the Bulldogs. So 9:40 to go here in the opening quarter. 0-0 the score. First drive of the ball game. Grandview got an initial first down. Now faced with a third down and about 13. So here we go on third down and long. And Junior going to look to pass. He throws it out in the flats. He has his man down for a first down and more, down the sideline and forced out of bounds all the way down to about the 24-yard line. Nothing fancy about that. They threw it out to Javon Williams, and he just little wide receiver screen about 4 yards downfield, and he turned it into a big gain of 30-plus. Grandview showing their speed a little bit here, their athleticism early on in this drive. 9:15 to go here in the first. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Pearson Jr. in the backfield. Out of that pistol formation with a running back behind him. 1st and 10 coming up from the 24-yard line. And here they go. They're going to go right at the middle, try to bounce it to the outside, and they do. But a good open field tackle on the far sideline. Jasper Davis, after a gain of about 4. It was 27 Roderick Smith with the carry, brings up a second down and about 6. So down about the 20-yard line. I do know Grandview does have a kicker, Jason Perez, so we'll see how far they go before they feel like they're in his territory, or if they'd want to go for a 4-down area. Spread it out a little bit more here. Now 2 wide receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation. Now they're going to go in motion from left and go in tight on the left side. Pearson Jr. in the backfield, in the pistol. Running back behind him. They're going to hand it off again to Smith, and Smith going to get close to a first down and down to about a 3rd down and a yard. See, about 2 is what they're going to call it. 3rd and just a pair. So it'll be 3rd and 2 here coming up for Grandview. 2 wide receivers set out to the left side. Pistol formation. Holt back in the backfield with Pearson Jr. 7:45 to go here, first quarter. 3rd and 2 coming up from the Wildcat 16-yard line. And here we go on 3rd down and 2. And this time they're going to try to give it to Holt, and they do. And Holt gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Going to bring up a 4th down for Grandview, and decision time for them early on in the ball game. So it could become a big play here early on in this ball game. Grandview's had it approaching 5 minutes in this first quarter, as we're down to 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Going to be under 7 after this snap here on 4th down and a pair. So pistol formation. They're going to have 2 running backs in the backfield. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. You may think of a little screen pass here. We'll see what they do. And the Cats are going to blitz. They give it around the end. First down for Smith. Inside the 14 to the 13. It'll be a 1st down and 10. Good pickup on the blitz right there. Patrick coming through. It'll be a 1st and 10. And, you know, this is kind of something you're used to seeing on the first drive from opposing teams. Coach Schenker, a lot of times, you know, adjusting on the fly. A lot of times you see teams will throw something new at you that first time you haven't seen to try to catch you off guard. Coach Schenker, I'm sure he's already making adjustments over there on the sideline. 2 wide receivers set to the far side, left side. Pistol formation, Pearson Jr. And here he goes. He throws it out. That wide receiver screen again out to the flats. This time, nothing doing as the Cats were right out there. Looks like Joe Bowers was there on the tackle. So Bowers with a tackle, no gain that time. So the wide receiver screen that time, little bubble screen they like to call that. Nothing doing on the far side this time. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Halfway done with quarter number 1, and there is no score. Grandview has had the ball the entire 6 minutes. Like seeing what Grandview's coaching staff's thinking. They're taking their time, taking up some time. The longer they can hold the ball, the shorter time the offense could be out there. And here we go, pistol formation. They're going to throw it over the flats. No. Ball was tipped and incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. And I've always maintained that. They're kind of using a little bit of Harrisonville's medicine. Harrisonville could have those nice, long, sustained drives. Grandview's got one here, over 6 minutes gone by so far. The clock does stop now, though, with the incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd down and 10 from about the 14-yard line. Now they're going to spread it out. Pistol formation, Holt behind Pearson Jr. They're going to go with trips out to the right side, 3 wide receivers, 1 out to the left. Throw it out here in the flats. get it inside the 10, and Isaiah Patrick lays the wood at about the 9, brings up 4th down and 5, maybe 6. So a good hit by Patrick right there after a gain of about, it was Harold Trainer with the catch here on the near side. Brings up 4th down and about 6, and it looks like they're going to bring out Perez to try to kick a field goal here. Maybe, I'm not sure. That is not Perez. I believe that was 88 instead. Cortez Crook Jones. So 5:03 to go. We got a timeout on the field. So with 5:03 to go here in quarter number 1, we got a timeout. We'll take one as well.
So you're saying you didn't eat this ice cream?
Baby, I swear on my lucky shirt. I ate it.
Frightening bolt. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Brad Sainer, the Wildcats' most trusted Harrisonville Farmers Insurance agent who's seen it and covered it. Brad Sainer. Visit him in the A-frame on Commercial across from Casey's to get you covered.
All right, welcome back to Harrisonville. Big 4th down, and coming up here, 5:03 to go in the first quarter, no score. Grandview has had the ball the entire first quarter so far. We're approaching 7 minutes they've held on to the ball here with 12 plays already in this drive.
Yeah, and you're wondering what they're thinking, though. Do we kick a field goal? They know Harrisonville is probably going to be able to score touchdowns, and they can't win a game with Harrisonville scoring touchdowns and them scoring field goals. So that's probably what they're looking at here. And they really don't have anything to lose.
Absolutely. They come in as the underdog. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Pearson Jr. in the backfield has Holt behind him as they're going to go for it on 4th and about 6. See if the Cats dial up a blitz here. They're going to fake it, and now Bowers was out there, and they're going to chuck it into the end zone. Overthrow the target, incomplete. Bowers lays out Pearson back there. And instead, the Cats are going to get the ball at their own 10. So that's kind of deflating, Gary. 7 minutes, 3 seconds gone by in the first quarter, and you're unable to get any points out of it after holding the ball for 7 minutes here.
Yeah, the one thing that they were able to do, though, is keep Harrisonville's offense off of the field. And so they were successful in that way. But it is deflating.
See what the Cats are going to do here. It looks like they're going to go with the split back veer. You're going to have watch for a quick strike down the field here. Jasper Davis on the far side. And here they go. Oh, and that did not help batters as Bird tried to hand it off up the middle and instead almost fumbled it and had to corral it, which would have been disastrous. Instead, it's going to be a 2nd and about 12. And you may wonder, they keep in Knowles and Davis here. You almost wonder if they're not thinking, okay, we're going to lull them to sleep with a couple of run plays and then we're going to chuck one down to Jasper. We'll see what they decide to do. Davis and Knowles both lined up to the right side. The under center is Bird. And this time Bird hands it off up the middle. A gain of 3 or 4. So it'll be about 3rd and 8 here. Wyatt Reynolds gets 4 on that one. And 3rd and 8 coming up with 4:01 and counting here in the first quarter. What you don't want to do if you're the Cats is go 3 and out right here. Nick Laughlin checks into the game. Been a real good. You got to figure it's passing down here with 3rd and 8 deep in your own territory. You got Laughlin, your possession receiver. You got Davis, your home run threat in the game at the same time. And now coach going to call a timeout as Cats didn't realize which side they were lining up on. So we'll have a timeout as well. We'll be right back after this.
Ready for relief? Absolute Health Chiropractic's professional friendly staff is trained to get results. Your doctor of chiropractic will analyze the cause of your pain, explain what's causing it, and work with you to get relief. They use effective, tested, proven techniques to relieve your pain and get you back to 100% right away so you can get back to enjoying your life. Absolute Health Chiropractic at 1908 West Mechanic Street in Harrisonville, or call 816-380-2436.
All right, welcome back. 3:40 to go first quarter. A 3rd and 8 coming up for the Cats. 2 wide receivers set near side, left side. And now they're going to flip-flop after the timeout, and then they go back the other way. Bird under center has Reynolds and Bowers behind him in the backfield. And Bird looking to pass this time, and he's being chased, and down the field they go. Laughlin, first down and more, down to the 45-yard line. Big chunk of yardage right there for him.
He was the possession receiver.
So a 30-yard gain for the Wildcats. That first down brought to you by another one of our great sponsors on Sponsor Appreciation Night. That is Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Now they flip-flop sides. 2 wide receivers out near side, split backs in the backfield. Bird under center. And Bird going to hand it off this time for Bowers. Bowers gets to the outside. Watch out. He turned on the Jets to the 30, to the 20, and drug down from behind at about the 15-yard line, the 17-yard line. Another big chunk of yardage. 44 yards, I believe, 41 yards on the carry. That first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. 1st and 10 for the Cats at the 18 of the Bulldogs. This time to Reynolds. Reynolds gets a couple of blocks, 10-5, touchdown Wildcats! And just like that, 90 yards. And the Cats are at pay dirt with 3:03 to go in the first quarter. It's a 6-0 lead. Gary,
that was demoralizing.
Absolutely. On top of 7 minutes that you take off, there was 4:57 when this drive, less than a 2-minute drive, going 90 yards for a touchdown in 5 plays. Sassonis extra point coming up. That touchdown brought to you by our friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Oh, off the upright, I should say, and no good. So it remains 6-0. Touchdown brought to you by our friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Their tires touchdown on the pavement is important to your car. Don't get stranded. Go see our friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center today.
Upcycled Orchard Pumpkin Patch opens this weekend. Pumpkin Patch, hay rides, corn maze, bounce house, pumpkin bowling, corn wagon, apple lunch, s'mores fire pit, cider donuts, cider slushies, mums, and all your fall decorating needs. We also have You Pick Apples. Patch activities are open Saturday 10 to 4 and Sunday 12 to 4. Our shop, pre-picked pumpkins and apples are open during the week, Wednesday through Friday too. Located at the corner of South 7 Highway and Kaufman Road. Special groups can call and schedule during the week. Check us out on Facebook or call 816-925-0404.
All right, welcome back. Spot 3:03 to go here in the first quarter, and the Cats lead 6-0. That's the Joe Bowers that I saw at the state championship game last year. That's the Joe Bowers I've seen the last 4 or 5 weeks. If he keeps that up, Cats may be in for a deep playoff run.
Absolutely. He had vision. He set his blockers up, had vision, and took it as far as he could.
And the burst of speed I felt like we didn't have at the beginning of the year. That is the Joe Bowers we saw run for 170 yards against Kearney. Here comes the Sassonis kick. Little squib kick up the middle, and the Cats going to try to pounce on it. We'll see who can come up with it here. It looked like Grandview may have covered it. I don't see either team showing, and it will be Grandview ball from about the 47. So the Cats, a little trickeration a couple of times here early on in this one. And that may keep it from the speed of the return guys of Grandview as well.
Yeah, we've seen that in the past.
So 6-0 our score, 2:58 to go here, first quarter. Cats with the lead. That kickoff brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Kickoff this winter season with a radiator flush and a heater check at Young's. Pistol formation here for Pearson Jr. He's got a wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to the right. Got an extra back next to him off of his left side in the backfield. And then Holt behind him as well. They're going to hand it off to Holt. He's going to try to get to the outside, far side. He cuts that corner and gets an extra 5 or 6 yards. Good block there to take Joe Bowers out of the play. Cut him out from underneath, cut his legs out from underneath it, and it allowed Holt to get 5 instead of none. Brings up 2nd down and about 5. You see they're trying to move it away from Nick Cruz as much as possible. They did it again right there. Again, wide receiver to the left, wide receiver right back off the end on the right side. Pearson Jr. has running back Holt behind him in the backfield. And we have a whistle. Maybe lined up. I don't think anybody was covering. No, encroachment on Harrisonville. So that should be enough for a 1st down. I guess they were lined up offside as I didn't see anything. It'll be a 1st down. So that 1st down will push it down to the 43-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver right, back off of the right end. Pearson Jr. in the pistol formation. Holt behind him in the backfield on the far hash left side. Hash. And here we go. And this time they're going to fake it and look for a pass, and they're going to chuck it deep downfield and just a little bit too far for the intended receiver down the sideline. Javon Williams brings up a 2nd down. So we'll have a 2nd down coming up here before long.
Once again, this is the district semifinals for District 6. Winner moves on, loser goes home.
As we hear Kevin Thomas, we talked about that a couple of times.
This is a different Grandview team than we normally see, really, is the way I see it.
So wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Pearson Jr. in the pistol. This time he's going to hand off again for Holt, and Holt's going to get a chunk of yardage. He's going to get about 8 on that one. Brings up a 2nd down.
So 2nd down. Officials want the ball will be the 35-yard line. Action on the far side.
3rd down and 3 coming up. See if the Cats can hold here and force maybe a punt or a 4-down situation. We got an officials timeout here on the far side, and they're going to try to set it up. Be a pistol formation here again. Wide receiver out to the left side. Right side, I should say. And this time, again, they're going to hand it off for Holt. And Holt got a couple, close to a 1st down, and then the Cats in there. So it'll be 4th down and about yard and a half here for Grandview. And again, you know, you got to be, you're in no man's land here. You're at 35. You kind of got to go for it. But you got to think if Grandview doesn't get a 1st down here, getting turnover on downs twice early in the ball game could be rough on them. Looks like Skinner came in maybe at wide receiver. And 5 seconds, and now Grandview going to talk it over here on 4th down, 1:12 to go. Having a little trouble getting their people in and out of the game. We just heard a while ago, Green Valley up 21-0 first quarter on Nevada. So, you know, that was one of those things we talked about too, is with the 4 teams left in this district, nobody knew anything about Nevada. You know, they were, I feel like they were kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. They blew out Center, who's having a phenomenal year. As a one, I believe they're the 1 or 2 seed. They're the 2 seed in Hogan Prep's district, and they're having a phenomenal year. And they got blown out by Nevada. So you were like, whoa, okay, you know, maybe they're for real this year. But then I think they turned around and lost to, like, Warrensburg. So it's kind of like, you know, Jekyll and Hyde, or they just, you know, they're down. You always feel bad for Nevada because they're down 71. They're between football powerhouses, so to speak. You got Harrisonville up here to their north. To their south, they got Carl Junction, Lamar, and Webb City. People forget about them sometimes.
And when we were talking to begin the game, Lamar's another town, small town that has successful.
4th down and 2 coming up, looking for their 7th straight state title. Insane. So here we go. The pistol, they got 3 backs back there flanking Pearson Jr. Give him a little extra protection here. Maybe try to hand off. Catch, show, and blitz. And this time they're going to give it around, and the ball on the turf. And a fumble recovery by the Wildcats. Well, not a recovery because Cruz didn't come out of there with it, but it was a fumble by Roderick Smith. And that's consecutive turnovers on downs for Grandview. GV both ways. I wanted to say Grand Valley, but it's Grandview. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 40 for the Cats with 1:07 to go here in the first quarter, leading 6-0 over the Bulldogs. Like to make it 14 or 13 here. So here come the Cats out this time. Bird going to be under center, split back veer formation. Reynolds, Bowers behind him in the backfield, 2 wide receivers set left side. And here we go on 1st and 10. Cats looking to pass, and now Bird chased for his life, and he just runs out of everybody and chucks it downfield for Davis. And Jasper Davis comes up with it, and he's going to take it to the house. Unbelievable.
That was 2 people. Well, I mean, he had some blocking too, but that was Bird being able to get out of that and then throw it on the run and get it to Davis, and Davis was able to go up over the defender to get the ball.
59 yards and a touchdown, 1 play. Jasper Davis making plays like he's done all year long. And I agree. I was going to say it. Gary took the words out of my mouth. That was Ryan Bird able to escape catastrophe. Would have been about a 12-yard loss. Roll out to his right side and deliver a beautiful pass down the sideline. Touchdown brought to you by Young's Tire Wheel Center. The touchdown on the pavement of your tires is important to your cars. Don't get left stranded. See our good friends William and Michelle Young at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Cats lead 13-0. We'll be right back.
While sitting here watching the Wildcats turn your oven to 425 degrees and run to Papa Murphy's to get a game day pizza. Papa Murphy's is the best stop for a pizza in Harrisonville, from regular pepperoni to one of their specialty pizzas like the Cowboy Pizza that has everyone's taste buds covered. Watching that figured, they also have you covered with Delight pizzas and an assortment of salads as well. Nothing goes better with football than a hot pizza, so get out to Papa Murphy's and treat your taste buds to love at 425 degrees.
All right, welcome back. 52.7 to go here in the first quarter. 1 play, 59 yards. Ryan Bird to Jasper Davis, and the Cats are in the lead 13-0. Sasonis with the kick. And he's going to pooch this one, taking it about the 25-yard line up to the 30, nowhere to go. That was 31, Sakota Druin. Laughlin and Cheney on the tackle, brings up 1st and 10 from about the 32. So their worst field position so far to start in this ball game early on. Cats have gotten a couple of stops, big stops on 4th and short, to able to get a couple of touchdowns out of it. So Pearson Jr. into the pistol formation, running back behind him in the backfield. Wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to his right. Holt behind him in the backfield. Here they go on 1st and 10, and they're going to hand it off, nowhere to go. Nick Cruz all over that one. That was almost like a delayed handoff. And Holt had nowhere to go, and Nick Cruz with the tackle. Loss of 5 there, or 4, I should say, and another tackle for a loss by Nick Cruz. I'm going to make Gary start taking notes on tackles for losses. 21.1 to go as the clock rolls here. They do not have to snap it. They will probably try to get one more play off. 2 backs in the backfield with Pearson Jr. Wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to his right. And Pearson Jr. is going to snap it on 2nd down. He throws it over the middle, incomplete, in and out of the hands of 85 McSwain. And it brings up 3rd down and 15 with 2.6. And now they're going to have to run one more play here in this third quarter, as that was incomplete and the clock stops with 2.6 to go. So 3rd down and 14 coming up. 28-0. I thought he said 8, and I was like, I thought he just said it was 21-0. So 2 wide receivers set to the left, 1 to the right, pistol formation for Grandview. Raphael Pearson Jr., the quarterback, in the pistol formation. Cats showing blitz, and they're bringing the house. They go over the middle, and a good open field completion. Harold Trainer was able to stretch out and catch that one and put it up close to midfield, up to the 48-yard line, and that'll end the first quarter. So Cats lead 13-0 after 1. We'll be right back. Is your car making an annoying squeal? Air conditioner sweating you out with the August heat? Then it's time to give Darren and Robert a call over at Greg's Wheel Alignment and Brake Service. Greg's Wheel Alignment has been in town for 50 years and will give you professional service at a fair price. So the next time you hear an untimely noise or simply need an oil change, call Greg's at 816-380-3384. All right, welcome back. 1 quarter in the books. Cats lead 13-0, but a big 3rd down conversion by the Grandview Bulldogs out towards midfield, past midfield to the Wildcat 48, or no, from their own 48 is where it will be. Forgot they flip-flop sides there, so they're actually at their own 48 now, going from right to left will be the Bulldogs. Bulldogs in their white tops, black bottoms, that Columbia blue color on the pants down the sides. Black numbers, black helmets, Cats in their blue tops, white bottoms, blue and white stripes, blue helmets, and white numbers. Pistol formation coming up, 1st down and 10, Raphael Pearson Jr., and this time he hands it off to the outside, and to the outside they go. Lewis Robinson, number 21. So Lewis Robinson with the 1st down run, got about 7.
2nd down and 4 coming up. Officials on the ball, E46 on the far side. Bulldogs to the line.
So into Wildcat territory, down to the Wildcat 46-yard line. Able to move the ball a little bit here in this first half, just nothing to show for it so far. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. They're going to go up the middle with it. And now Holt bounces it to the outside. Going to get close to a 1st down. Going to be about a yard short. And then a host of Cats there to slow him down, including Jamel Batiste. Jackson Crowley in on that one as well. Brings up 3rd down and about a yard. Down to the Wildcat 43-yard line. 11:30 to go here in this first half of play. Cats lead it 13-0. Pearson Jr. to the line of scrimmage. He's in the pistol formation. Wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to his right. Holt behind him in the backfield. And they're going to hand it off to Holt. He's going to try to bounce it to the outside. Gets a 1st down and wrapped up by Bowers after a gain of about 5. Good open field tackle, brings up a 1st and 10 down to the 38-yard line with 11:04 to go here in the first half. So the clock rolls here in the first half. Cats up 13-0. Only 6 offensive plays so far by the Wildcats.
6 offensive plays in 2 minutes out of basically 14 minutes or 13 and a half minutes. It's gone by.
So you'd like to get a stop here and get a sustained drive. You'll take the points, but you don't want to get your defense too exhausted here. And this time they're going to hand it off to the outside, and this time it will be Holt again. Gain of about 4. Going to mark it at the 34-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 coming up. So 10:35 to go here in the first half.
Grandview to the line.
So wide receiver to the left, 2 tight end on the left side as well. Wide receiver to the right, pistol formation, Pearson Jr. This time I believe he's got Smith with him in the backfield. And this time he's looking to pass, nowhere to go. Cats are there. Nick Cruz, we've heard that name a couple of times here. Also Ben Clary was in there. Brings up 3rd down and about 8 from the 36-yard line. So 13-0 the score. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Pistol formation again. I believe they brought Holt. They wish they had Tyreek Hill out there. And they're going to go deep. And good read on the ball by Laughlin and tipped up, but right into the hands of the wide receiver, Harold Trainer.
Number 12, Harold Trainer, deflected by number 12, Nick Laughlin.
So Laughlin tipped it, and instead of tipping it down, he tipped it up, and Trainer able to haul it in for a touchdown. Good defense by Laughlin there, and just goes into the hands of the wide receiver. And we await the extra point coming up from Perez. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is good, and it's 13-7 with 9:46 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this.
Carol Looney and the staff at American Heritage has been where Harrisonville's turned since 1981 for their dream homes. Carol and her staff will make sure you find the house that's right for you and your budget. They will make sure schools are right for the kids as well. Go see the team that goes the extra mile for you, located next to Sonic at 1000 South Commercial, or call 816-380-6161, or visit the website at americanheritage-realtors.com.
Welcome back, 13-7, 9:46 to go here. First half of this one, and the Wildcats lead it now 13-7 after the long touchdown pass from Pearson Jr. to Trainer for 6. And it was good defense by Laughlin, just didn't tip it far enough away. So we await the Cats getting the ball for the first time on a kickoff here tonight. 9:46 to go, 13-7 the score. Cats offensively got to feel confident. They ran 6 plays, scored 2 touchdowns. You got to feel like they feel confident on that part of it.
Yeah, but they need to stay on the field offensively for a while, because that defense is going to get tired. And we talked about it. It's a cool night, so it's not going to be as bad. And here's the kickoff. And they kind of squib it. I was hoping it was going out of bounds.
Picked up by Jasper Davis, and he's always dangerous when he hits the ball. And this one, down the sideline he goes, and there's a block in the back. He's going to maybe take it. Chased down from behind. There was a hit about the 32, and there's a player down. I didn't see that one. Gary saw that one. I was following ball.
That was going to be a spine tingler hit. And if it's the same one, he got him in the front, I thought. But I'd like to see the replay on that.
Here we go. Here's a replay from this side as they come up, and there it was at about right there at the 32-yard line. I don't know who that was, and I don't think that was the one they were calling.
Nice hand for number 34, Smallwood, the sophomore.
Smallwood got his bell rung there and able to come off the field on his own. And the kickoff was from the 45 that Gary noticed. And I didn't see a penalty, which would have been a 5-yard penalty. Was offside maybe on the extra point? I didn't see that. Oh, so that was a blindside hit,
which is a 15-yard penalty, I guess.
Well, my question would be, I'm pretty sure there was a couple of those earlier this year on our guys that wasn't called. So that must be something that's very new. I don't know. 1st and 10 from the 19. So split backs in the backfield. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Bird under center. And this time Bird going to hand it off, and a whistle and a flag. False start on the Cats.
start against the Cats.
We talked about it in the pregame show.
Talked about laundry.
And the Cats are starting to accumulate a little bit of it here. They had an offside on that first drive of the ball game, and then they've had back-to-back penalties here, plus the penalty on the kickoff, and maybe a penalty on the extra point that pushed it up to the 45-yard line for the kick. I'm not sure on that one. So now it's 1st and 15 for the Cats from their own 14-yard line. Bird under center. And here we go. Bird is going to keep it himself, nowhere to go. Got to the 15 and then was drilled backwards. Bring up a second down and 14.
Down by number 42, Darian Kitchen, making his first stop tonight, the senior. And number 19 making his first
Tackle was for Grandview. Kitchen on the tackle.
Second down for the Wildcats. 9-10 and rolling up the play here in this first.
So second down and about 14 for the Cats from their own 16-yard line. Wide receiver left is Knowles. Wide receiver to the near side. Right side is Laughlin. Pistol. Under center is Bird. And this time he's looking to pitch it back, gets it to Bowers. Bowers cuts it back up to about the 20, and that's going to be it. Brings up a third down and about 9. So just inside the 19, just inside the 20, past the 19. Will bring up a third and long for the Cats with 8:30 to go here in the first half. What you definitely don't want is a 3-and-out right here.
Yeah, and that's the first time that I've seen Bird make a play that I would, if I was on the coaching side, I'd have said you should have, even though we got 4 yards, I'd have said go down with that one, because that one was one that could have been dangerous.
So 2 wide receivers set to the left this time, pistol formation. Bird gets a block in the backfield from Reynolds, but nowhere to go as they chase him down and put him down. Brings up 4th down from about the 10, so a loss of about 10 for the Cats. Brings up 4th down. So 4th down and about 10 coming up. Bird gonna have to punt it from his own end zone here.
Number 27, Roderick Smith to receive.
Cats looking to flip the field position a little bit here, but a 3-and-out, not what they wanted. A little low line drive kick and not even going to get to midfield. It's going to roll dead at about the 47, and Grandview going to have it at their Wildcat 47 on this series. So not a good drive for the Wildcats there. 3-and-out, and Grandview going to get the ball back. Only 2:15 on, or no, sorry, that was, yeah, only 2 minutes and 15 seconds on that. They've only had the ball for 4 minutes total, and we're a quarter and a half in, so that defense probably getting a little bit tired here. 2 wide receivers set to the left side, pistol formation. Pearson Jr. in the backfield, has the back behind him in the backfield. There they go, up the middle with it, bounce to the outside, they try.
And number 9, that's Tyree Holt, the junior.
Holt gets maybe a half yard, going to bring up second down and long with 7:05 to go. And Grandview doing a good job of just rolling the clock here in this first half, even though they've only got 7 points to show for it. They've maintained possession for over a quarter of this first half.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to. You want to see is an underdog team stay in a game. If you do, that gives them more confidence.
Absolutely. I always say the longer they stick around, the harder it is for them to go away. 2 wide receivers set out to this left side, and they throw it out to the left side, and then cutting back inside, close to a first down, is Javon Williams. Going to bring up 3rd down and about a yard for Grandview with 6:25 to go. So 13-7 is the score. 3rd and a little over a yard for the Bulldogs. Checking out, Harold Trainer checking out. He was the one that caught the touchdown pass. Williams going to be flanked out to the right side, in tight on the left, pistol formation on 3rd down and 2 for Pearson Jr. Has Holt behind him in the backfield. Catch showing Brett blitz with Wallen, and Holt gets through, and the ball is on the turf, picked up by a lineman out here, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So I'm not sure how that ball bounced all the way back there, but it did, and the Cats couldn't come up with it, but it brings up a 4th down.
So 4th down for the Bulldogs.
So 4th down and about 3 from about the 39-yard line.
That worked out good for us. I mean, he had the first down. He just didn't take the ball with him. And obviously they were able to jump on it. It would have been great if we could have gotten on the ball. I thought that maybe they were going to punt because I saw the on the sidelines him snapping for a punter.
And bring up 4th down. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, pistol formation. Pearson Jr., big 4th down coming up. Catch showing blitz, and then a whistle.
This may change their decision to go for it.
And so that will be on them. So now they are going to punt it away. And I was beginning to wonder if they had a punter as they had gone for it a couple of times. Now, granted, both times were deeper in Wildcat territory, but this time they are going to line up to punt this one away. Isaiah Patrick checks out, and Jasper Davis will be back there to return this one along with Laughlin. I believe that's Laughlin on the far side. High end over end kicking, that is Laughlin. Fair catch called for by Jasper Davis, and then he has to cover it up into the end zone. And that's a safety on the Wildcats.
I think I hear him talking before. You got to have possession to get that ball. So if it went into the end zone, it could come into the end zone. He's going to get it. They're going to get it at the 20. I'm pretty sure he's got to have possession before he can get.
And I thought that as well. So if he's recovering it in the end zone, he never had possession because it bounced off of his shoulder pads, which would be a big break for the Wildcats. And he's in the end zone. So this is good. I like to see this by the officials, though. They didn't jump to conclusions. They're discussing what needs to be done. So we'll see. 4:55 to go here in the first half. The officials are discussing where the ball will be placed, what will happen, and it is going to be a touchback. So it'll be Cats ball from their own 20.
And actually we benefited from that because if not, it would have been on about the 6 or 7 yard line where he was making the fair catch. And so
it'll be about the only time that Coach will ever be okay with a muff. Number one is you don't want a fair catch. You want to know where you're at. You don't want a fair catch inside the 10-yard line. That's kind of one of those cardinal rules of football is don't fair catch inside the 10 because you put yourself in a precarious situation, especially if you miss like that one bounced off the shoulder pads. So Cats catch a break, 4:55 to go first half, 13-7 the score. Bird under center, split backs in the backfield, wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to his right.
And the white hat's still explaining to Grandview, so it's going to be a second.
And this is where you got that mic. You may want to explain it to the crowd as well. The ball was never possessed. It went into the end zone, therefore a touchback. Now, that being said, another oddity to that rule, had Grandview jumped on that ball, they would have had a touchdown because it hit a Harrisonville player. So I think that's what he was probably trying to explain is I know that it hit a player, but you know, it's kind of one of those odd rules where it's not a touchdown or a safety, points for Grandview that way, but it would have been the other way. So here we go, Bird, this time again blindsided, but thrown forward, helped out by the defender there.
Well, it's kind of like the first play of the game. I mean, we touched it, we didn't get possession, so it went out of bounds, so it's their ball. So it's kind of similar in nature to the same thing that just happened.
Yeah, whereas there wasn't a possession on it, so Grandview couldn't claim a safety because they didn't possess it until it was in the end zone, which causes it to be a touchback. Two wide receivers set to the left side, Bird under center, split backs in the backfield. And this time, Bird fakes the handoff, and now he's got some running room. He's past the 30 to the 35 and thrown forward for another 3 or 4 yards. It'll be a gain of about 16, 17 on that one up to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. That first down brought to you by our friends at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Ball at the 38-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right, split backs in the backfield. Bird under center. And here goes Bird. Bird looks to pitch it back and gets it to Bowers. Bowers tries to get the outside. Good cut back by Bowers to the 40. Spins out of a tackle up to about the 45-yard line. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and about 4 for the Cats with 3:50 to go here in the first half of this one. 13-7 our score. Cats with the lead. Bowers may have caught a knee or a helmet to the knee on that one. Came back a little gingerly to the huddle. 2 wide receivers setting those sting a little bit more on a cold night like this. 2nd down and about 3 for the Cats. Bird this time hands it up the middle for Bowers, and Bowers going to dive forward for 2, close to 3. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short for the Cats with 3:10 to go here in the first half of this one. So ball not quite to midfield, sitting on that giant Wildcat out there in between the hash marks with 2:56 to go and counting in the first half. Cats would love a 2-for-1 here. Get a touchdown, go into the locker room up 2 scores, and get the ball back after the half. 3rd down and short coming up. Bird gets the handoff. Reynolds bounces off the initial hit and going to be close to a 1st down. Very close to a 1st down. Looks like he'll have it. See where they spot it. And that should be enough as it's over the marker for a 1st down, and that'll move the chains for the Cats. Stop the clock momentarily as it moves the chains. 1st down brought to you by our good friends at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Ball at their own 48 for the Cats. 2 wide receivers set to the near side here, to the right. Split backs in the backfield. Bird is under center, showing blitz, and false start on the Wildcats there. 4-5. And I'll tell you, a lot of this is predicated on Grandview showing blitz there. They've caught the offensive line kind of jumping a little bit.
Yeah, but this is what we needed. We've had it now for almost 3 minutes. Defensive is off the field. They're getting some rest. They'll get the half as well. Plus, they'll get their offense is going to have it on the second half. So this is exactly what we need. Whether we score points out of this or not on this drive, we're going to hope to keep it until the very end.
So 1st down and 15 now from their own 43. Bird looking to pass this time, chased out of the pocket and still being chased, and good open field tackle here in the backfield. Bird is sacked. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long. So 2nd about 23 here. Good open field tackle. Jalen Thompson, the end to wrap up Bird. Brings up 2nd down and just outside of peculiar for the Wildcats here in this one. 1:35 to go in the first half of play. Cats lead 13-7. 2nd down and long coming up. Bird calling out the signals. Grandview's defensive line able to get in the backfield to Bird. Little screen pass to Bowers, nowhere to go. Brings up 3rd down. So 3rd down and long. Now Grandview wants to call a timeout with 1:09 to go in this 3rd down and 23 coming up. And I'll tell you, Gary, as we keep it right here, couple of things I see. I wouldn't be surprised on this 3rd down. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cats don't go back to the spread right here on this 3rd down play. They haven't ran it tonight. I know it's an iffy situation, but you're having a lot of trouble right now holding that defensive front of Grandview. I can't get the 2 of them out of my mouth tonight. Grandview's front 4 is living in the backfield of the Wildcats after those first couple of series. So they must have saw something on tape that they saw that they could get in, because the first series for the Cats were great offensively. Now they're not having a whole lot of time to do anything. They've gotten a couple yards here and there, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I think we're going to need to run the ball. I think really a good thing right here would be maybe a draw, but you're going to want to run the ball because you've got a minute and 9 seconds. You want to be able to run 40 minutes seconds off because they cannot call a timeout.
Cats go to the shotgun formation here on third down. Third down and 23 here. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right. Bird looking for a little extra time. He's got Bowers back there with him, and they fake the handoff. Bowers with a block. They're going to chuck it downfield. Davis lost it, couldn't find it as Bird threw it quickly. He was open too. You
were right. You saw they went to the spread. I just thought that they were going to maybe a draw out of it,
and I did too. They did the fake handoff there. I finally got one on Meeks. I told him, I said, each week I always guess about a play that you're going to try to run. You never do. That time I was right on third down for once. And now the Cats got to throw it or kick it away from their own 34-yard line. And here's a little running kick by Bird. It's a good punt. Bounces at the 30 and rolls inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And the Cats dead it at the 28. Jamil Batiste kills it there at the 28, and it'll be Grandview ball from their own 28 with 53.1 to go. You got to figure the Cats, and you can tell they're kind of in a deep cover here, kind of prevent defense here with their 2 safeties back 10 yards off the ball, and they're going to spread it out here. 3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left, pistol formation. Pearson Jr. has a running back there with him in the backfield. And they're going to look to pass and nowhere to go, and he chucks it out to the far side, gets it and gets out of bounds on the far side. Stevens with the catch, and it'll bring up second down and about 4 with 46.2 to go. So ball at about the 33-yard line. 2 wide receivers to your left, 2 to your right. More of a traditional shotgun formation this time as they're going to go in motion out, and they're going to throw it out into the flats here on the screen for Smith, and there is a penalty here at about the 41. Looks like it'll be a hold, which will put it back to the 31-yard line, so it'll bring it up to about second down. That'll lose about 4 or 5 on that one. Would have been close to midfield. So ball at the 41, put it back to the 31. It'll be second down and about 7 for Grandview. 36.6 to go in the first half, 13-7 the score. Cats with the lead. Jumped out to a quick 13-0 lead in the first quarter, but haven't been able to muster much offensively since then. Brings up second down here. We said second and about 7.
36 kicks left to play here in the first half. From the 31, Pearson out of the gun.
3 wide receivers out to the far side.
I'd like to see a sack here. That way, we may even going to call a timeout at that point in time.
Cats are bringing everybody here, and they tip it out and caught, though, on the far side and wrapped up and taken down. Good open field tackle, Nick Laughlin on Javon Williams. Brings up a third down and about saves the timeout for the Cats, really. If they get a stop here on third down, you force them to punt, call a timeout, and at least force them to punt it because you never know what can happen on that. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation for Pearson Jr. He's looking to pass, and he's going to throw it deep down the field and incomplete. Brings up fourth down and 3.
So third down. 16 seconds left to play in this first half.
Should be.
So fourth down coming up. 13-7 the score. It doesn't look like they're – I can't imagine they're going to go for it here, but on a 4th down in your own territory with only 16.3, Harrisonville's got playmakers on offense. Not sure a decision I would want to roll with, and now they're rolling the clock down. They may call a timeout here as it's under 5 seconds on the play clock, and they're just going to – and you can hear the Grandview coach say, "What are you doing? I wanted to take the penalty." And it was a false start. So they got a penalty, not the one they were looking for, as they were looking for the delay a game. Instead, they got an illegal procedure. And now they're going to have to punt it away, but that's a dangerous proposition in itself here if it's not a very good punt.
Punt formation will be shown. 12, Nick Laughlin, 15, Jasper Davis.
So 16.3 seconds to go here in the first half. Cats lead 13-7. We'll get the ball back at the half. There's the snap and a kick. Laughlin going to take it from the 30, and he's got it down the sideline and cuts back the other way to the 40. To the outside he goes to the 45 and tripped up, and the clock stops with 2.8 seconds to go. So it'll be Cats ball from their own 42-yard line. This is where I run a bunch on one side with like Knowles, Laughlin, and let's say McCleve on your left, and then you put Davis out on the right all alone with one-on-one coverage and see if he can't go make another play like that. We'll see what they do, though, here. They may just elect to kneel down, too, but no, they are not. They're going to go with the split-back veer formation. Wide receiver to his left, wide receiver. You may just see a inside veer handoff as well. And that's what you're going to see. And Bowers has some running room. He's to the 40, cut down at the 35.
The handoff takes it to the 35-yard line.
So a good chunk of yardage to end the half. 15, 25-yard run to end the half for Bowers. So that will take us to the half. We'll take a quick time out, and we'll be back with our halftime show brought to you by the Sapp Brothers Truck Stop Complex on the South Highway 7 exit. We'll be right back after this.
Back to school every Tuesday through Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. Whether you're playing games or just hanging out with your friends or taking advantage of the free tutoring, the Vault is a safe place to help students move forward. We're also inviting students and their families to the Vault for every away game this football season. Come watch your Wildcats on the big screens and hang out with your friends. Check us out on Facebook for more information and upcoming events at the Vault.
All right, welcome back. It is halftime from Harrisonville. Your Wildcats lead it 13-7 at the half. And we'll have some stats here in just a little bit from Gary Davidson. The halftime show brought to you by the Sapp Brothers Truck Stop Complex on the South Highway 7 exit. They've got a Dunkin' Donuts for a caffeine jolt. They have a sit-down restaurant at the Apple Barrel for a nice sit-down restaurant. And that is what we've got at the Sapp Brothers Truck Stop Complex. I'm joined here now by special guests. I talked to Dr. Martha Schroeder at Schroeder Chiropractic, and she's one of our great sponsors, and I know they're doing a great thing right now. And I've got a young lady's dad up here. I know her name is Quinn. I don't know a whole lot about what's going on. I know that we're raising money to try to get her to Denver for some much-needed medical assistance, I believe.
Correct.
So I'll let you kind of fill us in on who you are, a little bit of your background story, just kind of let us know what's going on.
Sure. My name's Ryan Cunningham, and Quinn is my daughter. She's 5, and she has Rett syndrome, which is not something that's extremely common. About 1 in 10,000 girls has that. She has a very severe case of Rett syndrome, so she can't walk, she can't talk, she has limited use of her hands. She pretty much requires 24/7 care. But the really bad part about it is that she's fully aware of what's going on. So she's kind of trapped in her body and not able to communicate. So just to kind of let everybody know, I mean, that's really what the big drawback, if you will, is that she is literally stuck in her body. But she is a smart little girl that knows everybody around her and knows exactly what she wants to do. She just can't express it.
And what Schroeder Chiropractic is doing, they're having a Facebook auction with all kinds of neat different things. A lot of businesses around town have donated things for this to raise money for you guys to go out to Denver. I know one of the things that we donated is 1/4 of color commentary, so somebody can come up here and be my guest for a quarter and talk. I promise to let them talk more than I let Gary over here talk, but that's not a total promise. I'll almost say it. But what kind of treatment are you guys looking at in Denver or out in Colorado?
Yeah, so we're going out to Denver because they have a Rett clinic out there, and it's one of 5 places in the country that has a Rett clinic. We're really going out there to just double check and making sure that we're not missing anything, since there's not a lot of people that have specialties in this area. We just want to go out there and make sure, talk to all their doctors, their neurologists, their GI doctors, and really see if we're missing anything or there's any other opportunities that we've got to help Quinn out.
Well, I like I said, we talked about all the different things. Check on Facebook. I know they're running this auction, or you can go over to Schroeder Chiropractic. Brandy Moreland did a great job putting a book to help put this book together, and it's got all of these different things in it. And we would love everybody to bid on these things, be able to send her out to Colorado and get the treatment, or like you said, check and make sure everything's there. You know, coming from me, my grandmother had muscular dystrophy, but she had a really rare case of it. So much so, she was one of 2 or 3 in the entire world that had this form of muscular dystrophy. And that's one of those things I was always passionate about, was muscular dystrophy, because of that. You know, for my grandmother, she actually, the day that she had passed away, the doctors from like New Jersey called because they found out about her having this form of muscular dystrophy, because they wanted to know a little bit more about it, because they didn't know anything about it. So I know how important it is to get in front of the right people, and that's what we want to be able to do. So I encourage everybody to go out to Schroeder Chiropractic. I appreciate you kind of filling us in on everything that's going on, and we hope to make some good money for this, so we can get you guys out there.
That'd be great, and we appreciate everybody's help for sure.
You know, and it's kind of been our theme. Me and Jerry were talking about it, and me and Gary have been talking about it as well. Our theme tonight, we're Sponsor Appreciation Night. You know, all of our sponsors, we're kind of thanking them tonight, and it's kind of gone back to we've talked about community involvement in Harrisonville, how well the community, you know, rallies around certain things. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, the young little girl, Jordan, they made sure they got her to Taylor Swift, and this is another similar situation like that. We want to make sure you get you guys out to Colorado, and it just shows you what kind of community we're in here in Harrisonville.
Absolutely. And both my wife and I are from here, and we couldn't be happier to be raising our family here as well.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and we really appreciate it. We will get the word out there, and we'll get you out to Colorado.
Perfect. Thanks, sir.
All right. Thank you. That is Mr. Cunningham, his daughter Quinn, trying to get her out to Colorado for some much-needed medical support. We're going to take another quick time out, and we'll be back with Gary and some halftime stats right after this.
A bad tire can ruin someone's day in a heartbeat, so don't trust your tires to just anyone. Let William at Young's Tire and Wheel Center get you rolling down the road with safety and peace of mind. With their tire warranty and free rotations, they make sure you're well taken care of. So whether it's a spare or a new set of 4 tires, Young's will get you safely to that next Wildcat away game. Act soon and you may be eligible to up to $100 in rebates with certain hand-cooked tires. Go see William today right across the road from the Garage Burgers and Brew on Commercial.
All right, welcome back. It is halftime here from Harrisonville. Your Wildcats lead it 13-7, but it was an interesting first half, to say the least. Cats jump out to a quick 13-0 lead, and then Grandview dominated the second quarter, got 7 points. Looked like they found a couple of things defensively, And it's kind of a double-edged sword, Gary, as we'll get into the stats here in a second, is one of the things you see is they're dominating time of possession, and you feel like they've kind of dominated the ball game, so to speak, but they find themselves behind at halftime, and Harrisonville gets the ball at the half. So kind of a double-edged sword. You're still going to take your 13-7 lead, even though you didn't play your greatest half of football.
When the coaches evaluate this tonight and tomorrow morning, they're probably not going to be real happy. But in one aspect, the thing about it is it's not a blowout, and starters are going to play. Hopefully we haven't had any injuries in the first half, and they're going to get a full game of work. That's going to be important coming into the next game and the games after that. You're right. They've dominated the time of possession, almost double to what Harrisonville's had. Grandview's had it for 15:30, and Harrisonville's had it for 8:30. Really, they've even dominated the they haven't dominated the total yards, but they have come very close. It's 188 to Harrisonville, 157 as far as total yards. And so, I mean, it seems like that they've been out on the field a long time. The nice thing about it is our defense has got a rest, pretty much of a rest until the very end. You know, they had to come back in for the last 15 seconds. And we also get the ball in the second half. Leading the way as far as the Harrisonville Wildcats go, Reynolds has 3 carries for 23 yards. However, Bowers has been carrying the load as far as he's had 5 carries for 76 yards. Bird, because of some sacks and some other things, he's really has no yards. He had that 117 yard, but that offset some of those negative plays that he had. Receiving, got 3 different receivers. We had obviously Laughlin with a 30-yard catch, just 1 catch. Davis with a 60-yard catch. And then also Bowers had that one which netted a negative 1 yard. You like looking at the team drive chart. You like the first 2 possessions. Not very many plays, but TD, but then you had punt, and then an end of half.
Well, and you take those first 6 plays. You got 2 touchdowns out of it. But you really haven't been able to get into an offensive rhythm yet, even on those 2 drives. They had a 3rd down on that first drive. They got a first down downfield with Laughlin on that big play, and then they scored a couple of plays later. So it's one of those things, you really haven't got to have a rhythm. You almost like to see them come out, start this second half. I would imagine, I don't know this, the way the first half ended with the way Grandview was getting in the backfield, I wouldn't be surprised to see him start second half in that spread shotgun to give Bird a little bit of time.
Yeah, we've only run 17 plays, and that is not, you keep saying it, and it's the truth. We have not had the opportunity to really get in a rhythm offensively. And 17 plays is not much at all. And really, half of those plays came in one series. The one series that we drove a little ways, had it for 4 minutes, and then had to punt. So, we get the ball in the second half. We've said this game in and game out. We've been successful at it the last couple of games. We've also been successful as far as wins. Come out of the second half, score a touchdown, and that sets the tone for the second half. We're at home. It puts them in a bad situation, puts them 2 scores down. One thing that we've got here, though, we've only got a 6-point differential, and they've got a kicker. So kind of wonder, sometimes you don't want to start chasing points too early, but do you want to get to that point where you're up 2 touchdowns rather than a touchdown and a 6-point?
Right, absolutely. So we'll see what happens. We got a lot of football left to be played. We're going to take an extended timeout here. We'll be back with some keys of the second half and your second half kickoff in about 10 minutes or so. You're listening to High School Football and watching on 4Ts.com.
Need a haircut, highlight, beauty supplies, nails done? Good news, Harrisonville has your one stop to answer all these questions. Salon 114 on the west side of the historic Harrisonville Square is a full-service salon with cuts, colors, curls, conditioners, and nails. There is no reason to make multiple appointments and stops. Just go see Amy and her girls and get it all done at once. Salon 114 is proud to sponsor Wildcat Athletics and the Wildcat Cheerleaders Spirit Spotlight.
What is the number one thing people look for when buying a used car? Trust. If you can't trust the person you buy your vehicle from, you can end up with a lemon. Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's trusted name for used cars since 1984. That's over 30 years in business, earning your trust and giving you confidence that he will be around for your family for years to come. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, think about the used car dealer that has been around longer than any other. Holland Auto Sales on Commercial, just past Price Chopper.
Harrisonville Wildcats Postgame headquarters, Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House, is open late to feed your hunger after every Wildcat win, home or away. No matter if it's appetizers to dissect the game or a full meal to celebrate, Forged by Fire is your stop. Try some fried pickles or wings, fill up on the half-pound Boss Burger, or go all out with a hand-cut, made-to-order 16-ounce Kansas City strip. After tonight's game, go to the Harrisonville's premier sit-down restaurant, Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House in the Price Chopper Shopping Center.
Why spend hours and hours scouring the internet looking for the best insurance prices when Stafford & Stafford Insurance can do it for you? They have over 40 employees and agents working for you and your family to match you with the right insurances to have you covered. No matter if it's auto, business, health, life, or home insurance, they will match you with what best fits you and your budget. So stop working so hard and work smart. Give Stafford & Stafford Insurance a call at 816-884-4800 and take the work out of insurance.
Free donuts. Yep, that's right. Fuel up at Sapp Brothers Truck Stop and get a free donut. If donuts are not your thing, wait, what someone doesn't like donuts? Anyway, they do have a full menu of lattes, hot and iced coffees for that caffeine jolt you may need in the early mornings, afternoon pick-me-ups, or late-night work. Bring the kids 12 and under in on Thursdays from 3 to 5 for the Build Your Donut Night. At Dunkin' Donuts, located inside the new Sapp Brothers Truck Stop on the Highway 7 exit, there's a little something for the whole family and convenience to boot with a drive-thru and open 24 hours.
There is only one wireless hotspot 4Ts and CBK Broadcasting Trust. That is a hotspot from the cell-only Verizon wireless store in Harrisonville. With easy access in the Price Chopper Shopping Center, they are there to answer any questions you may have. Right now, come in and get a free Samsung tablet, discount bundles, and contract buyouts from any other carrier. If that wasn't enough, if you come in and mention this ad, get 15% off your purchase. Run out and see them today at Cell-Only Verizon Wireless.
Harrisonville's newest paper is your best place for area news and coverage of Harrisonville sports. Dedicated to giving you the stories that are at the heart of the community and business profiles so you can get to know local businesses, they are becoming Harrisonville's go-to news source. With distribution at several local businesses and with subscriptions available, get your hands on Harrisonville's hottest commodity, a copy of the Harrisonville Star, today.
Now with 2 locations in Harrisonville and Belton, your premier pre-owned dealers at Show Me Auto Mall have made buying a car, truck, or SUV even easier. The crew at Show Me Auto Mall wants to make sure you experience hassle-free sales with premier pre-owned cars. With the Show Me Edge warranty, you have a peace of mind that Show Me will take care of you. So when you're in the market for a vehicle, go experience the Show Me difference in Harrisonville across from Walmart or the new location in Belton across from Chipotle.
Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville takes the hassle out of buying home appliances. They will save you time and money and give you the same selection as the marts up in the city. So instead of spending hours driving north searching for a great deal, go see the crew at Troby's right here in Harrisonville and get friendly hometown service at affordable prices. With 3 generations of Troby's helping, it's a true hometown business, happy to make you feel like part of the family. Go see them today on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
From small jobs like an oil change or big ones like fixing a transmission, Young's Auto Repair will get you back up and running in no time. A knowledgeable, friendly staff with a family raised in Harrisonville, Michelle and William know small-town friendly service and good craftsmanship is the key to keeping customers happy and coming back again. So next time you need a tune-up or an alignment with their state-of-the-art alignment machine, give Young's a call at 816-380-6008 or stop in and visit them at 1312 South Commercial, right next to Santa Fe Glass.
Friendly faces and bright smiles greet you every time you walk into one of the 4 Sherwood Community Bank locations in Creighton, Urick, Garden City, or Harrisonville. A full-service bank with new internet banking options to track your accounts and many loan options. That makes Sherwood Community Bank Harrisonville's premier bank. They are the only locally owned bank, and you know your neighbors are taking care of you and your assets. When it's time for a new bank account or a loan for a home or car, think local and think Sherwood Community Bank, member FDIC.
Harrisonville's newest restaurant is located on the 7 Highway exit at the new Sapp Brothers truck stop. Apple Barrel will make your mom smile with daily specials, a home-cooked feel, breakfast served all day, and a breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. Next time you need a good home-cooked meal, come out and see the friendly faces and taste the great food at the Apple Barrel, located inside the new Sapp Brothers truck stop, open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily.
Treatment for minor aches and pains starts with a family atmosphere at Schroeder Chiropractic. They want to get to know you and find the best treatment solutions. The family atmosphere in over a decade in Harrisonville, Dr. Schroeder and Dr. Sharp give residents peace of mind that when the aches and pains are too much, they can come in and join the family at Schroeder Chiropractic next to the Brick House Coffee Bar and Eatery right off the historic Harrisonville Square.
Everybody's schedule is different. Wouldn't it be great if service centers were more flexible with their hours to accommodate your schedule? Good news, the Sapp Brothers Service Center is open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and they don't just work on semis. They can work on your vehicle as well. If you work odd hours, get home after 5, or are just looking for a new place to take your vehicle, try the Sapp Brothers Service Center and be blown away with the great customer service and professional craftsmanship. Located on the 7 Highway exit right next to the Sapp Brothers truck stop.
We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASC certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building.
Everyone loves a home field advantage. Buying or selling a home should be no different. That's why the Hearn Group, Keller Williams Realty, should be your first call when you're in the market for buying or selling. James and Michael Hearn were born and raised right here in Harrisonville. They know the area and will find the perfect fit for you and your family. Mix in former Wildcat Tyler Hearn, and the Hearn Group, Keller Williams Realty is your hometown team with the home field advantage to get you in your dream home. Give them a call today at 816-797-0756 or visit them at www.hearnhomes.com. The easiest place to buy a car just got easier. Max Ford of Harrisonville is getting rid of its 2017 inventory and offering 72 months, 0% interest, and a $1,000 trade allowance with approved credit. If this isn't in your budget, they have over 800 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from so you can cruise through town in style. If you've been on the fence about buying, now is the time. So go to maxmotors.com while you watch the Wildcats, find a car, and head out to Max Ford tomorrow to get rolling down the road. And stay tuned after the game for our Max Effort Player of the Game.
So you're saying you didn't eat this ice cream?
Baby, I swear on my lucky shirt. I ate it.
Frightening bolt. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Brad Sainer. The Wildcats' most trusted Harrisonville Farmers Insurance agent who's seen it and covered it, Brad Sainer. Visit him in the A-frame on Commercial across from Casey's to get you covered. Ready for relief? Absolute Health Chiropractic's professional friendly staff is trained to get results. Your doctor of chiropractic will analyze the cause of your pain, explain what's causing it, and work with you to get relief. They use effective, tested, proven techniques to relieve your pain and get you back to 100% right away so you can get back to enjoying your life. Absolute Health Chiropractic at 1908 West Mechanic Street in Harrisonville, or call 816-380-2436. Upcycled Orchard Pumpkin Patch opens this weekend. Pumpkin Patch, hay rides, corn maze, bounce house, pumpkin bowling, corn wagon, apple lunch, s'mores fire pit, cider donuts, cider slushies, mums, and all your fall decorating needs. We also have You Pick Apples. Patch activities are open Saturday 10 to 4 and Sunday 12 to 4. Our shop, pre-picked pumpkins and apples are open during the week, Wednesday through Friday too. Located at the corner of South 7 Highway and Kaufman Road. Special groups can call and schedule during the week. Check us out on Facebook or call 816-925-0404. While sitting here watching the Wildcats turn your oven to 425 degrees and run to Papa Murphy's to get a game day pizza. Papa Murphy's is the best stop for a pizza in Harrisonville, from regular pepperoni to one of their specialty pizzas like the Cowboy Pizza that has everyone's taste buds covered. Watching that figured, they also have you covered with Delight pizzas and an assortment of salads as well. Nothing goes better with football than a hot pizza, so get out to Papa Murphy's and treat your taste buds to love at 425 degrees.
Is your car making an annoying squeal? Air conditioner sweating you out with the August heat? Then it's time to give Darren and Robert a call over at Greg's Wheel Alignment and Brake Service. Greg's Wheel Alignment has been in town for 50 years and will give you professional service at a fair price. So the next time you hear an untimely noise or simply need an oil change, call Greg's at 816-380-3384.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We're on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School in Harrisonville, Missouri. District semifinal action. Your Harrisonville Wildcats lead it 13-7. They will get the ball to start this second half of football as we're closing in on kickoff here to start the second half. And, you know, biggest key for me in this second half for the Cats, you'd like to get a score. You'd like to get a score on this very first possession here. Give yourself a two-score lead. Grandview is a dangerous team with their speed and athleticism. So they can score at any given second, at any given time on one big play. So you'd like a couple of score lead just to give yourself a little bit of cushion and give your defense a little bit of leeway as well to maybe take some chances. So we are awaiting the kick from Perez. They are kicking from left to right, little squib kick, and it is handled by the Cats at the 35 after it bounces off the hands of Jamil Batiste. And it makes a first down for the Cats from their own 36-yard line. And if you've never seen a guy panic, you just would have saw it up here. I wish we had our camera. As Gary comes back over, frantically ready to take stats, and he cannot find his pencil, and he was in panic mode. So 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 36, going from right to left to start this second half. And Cats going to stick with that split back veer. And Bird this time going to hand it off to Bowers, and Bowers had a quick hole for about 7 or 8. They're going to give him 7. Brings up a second down and about 3. One thing I noticed, though, Gary, that the way that first half ended, if you watch Ryan out there, you feel like Ryan is antsy to get that ball from the center. If you watch, he's almost got a leg out, like ready, because of how much pressure they were getting late in that first half.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about that after this play.
And here we go. This time they're going to get it off to Reynolds. Reynolds spins out of a tackle, but cannot get any farther. They're going to bring up 3rd and about a yard after that tackle.
Yeah, I mean, during that first half, one specific, but maybe a couple of plays, he made a couple of choices that maybe he should have held on to the ball rather than try to make a play, especially when you're deep in your own end zone or deep in your own territory.
So ball up to the 46, 3rd and about a half yard for the Cats. Wide receiver to your left, wide receiver to your right. Bowers and Reynolds in the backfield behind Bird. Bird under center. He's going to hand it off to Bowers. Bowers is going to dive forward for a yard, and it'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Cats up to about the 47-yard line. That first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Ball at the 47, going right to left here in this third quarter. Means the Cats will go left to right in the fourth. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right, split backs in the backfield. Bird under center. This time Bird going to hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds cuts into the secondary. He's to the 40, to the 30, 20, 10, to the house. Wildcat touchdown, Wyatt Reynolds.
Have I said before?
53 yards out.
As I've said before, I really enjoy watching him run. And during that time, he did, just because that's mechanics, he immediately switched to the ball. He didn't have to, but he switched the ball to the left hand because it was on the outside. I love to see those type of mechanical.
53-yard touchdown run gives the Cats a 19-7 lead. Extra point coming up for the Cats. Kick is up. Kick is good, and it's 20-7. 10:25 to go here in the third. That touchdown brought to you by good friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touchdown on the pavement is important for your car. Don't get stranded. Go see William at Young's.
Carol Looney and the staff at American Heritage has been where Harrisonville's turned since 1981 for their dream homes. Carol and her staff will make sure you find the house that's right for you and your budget. They will make sure schools are right for the kids as well. Go see the team that goes the extra mile for you, located next to Sonic at 1000 South Commercial, or call 816-380-6161, or visit the website at americanheritage-realtors.com.
All right, welcome back. Cats set to kick it off. Kick off this winter cold with a radiator flush and a heater check at Young's Auto Repair. 10:25 to go here, third quarter. Cats with a quick strike.
You can't, you want a touchdown.
And this one picked up by the up man up front to a couple of yards. And he is down at the 34. Ball popped out, but not until he was down. And he was taken down. Lewis Robinson taken down. And it will be Grandview ball from their own 34. You get a quick strike. You like.
That's what we asked for. We asked for a touchdown. We just got it within a minute and a half and only 4 plays.
But now was where, get your defense, try to get a 3 and out here, and then see what can happen here and build on this 2-score lead. Wide receiver to the left. Make it 2 out to the left side. 1 to the right.
That should be a penalty if he was in the huddle.
And now they're going to switch to the shotgun. They're going to go look jet sweep here. No, they're going to fake it. The ball on the turf. Isaiah Patrick falls on top. How in the world did Isaiah Patrick not come up with that football? I'm gonna look here, see if we'll have time. That ball was like 5 yards from anybody, or felt like, and somehow he did not come up with it. Nevertheless, it's second down and long here. And here they go. They're trying to get their player outfield. I'm looking back at this, and we watched this. It was a mess for Grandview from the start. And then the ball on the turf, Isaiah Patrick was right there. Crazy that he did not fall on that. Nevertheless, it's second down and about 17 for the Bulldogs from their own 26 now. Pistol formation, wide receiver left, wide receiver right for Pearson Jr. On second down, and he's looking to pass. Cats pressure him out, and he's going to have to tuck it and run. He does. He gets most of it back, plus they're going to mark him at about the 39-yard line. So about a gain of 11 there. Brings up third and manageable now for Grandview from their own 39-yard line. 20-7 the score. 9:35 to go here in the third. So this is where you'd like to get that stop here, Gary. Make him punt. They've been dangerous on third down with those little bubble screens and those little out routes that yards after catch. The yak, as Gary likes to call it. And this time they throw it out in the flat, but not enough for a first down.
Excellent.
He's going to be a couple yards short.
Excellent by Laughlin. As soon as he caught the ball, he wrapped him up and kept him from getting any more.
And that's going to force Grandview to punt here. They're not even thinking about it this time. First time all night, you've seen that from Grandview. They've thought about it a couple of times, and they're going to punt it away this time. So Laughlin and Davis going to go back to receive this one. Ball set at about the 42. Holt stands at his 30 to punt this one away. And he gets it off. High end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for by Jasper Davis. And a penalty called, and they're going to call it fair catch interference. Grandview thinks they've got the ball, but it'll be fair catch interference, so it'll be Cats ball +5, so they should have the ball at the 36-yard line, as they didn't give him room to. So the Cats will maintain possession here, and I don't know if it's the flight of the ball or the cold, but Jasper's had trouble tonight tracking that ball from the kicker, and he hasn't had trouble like that all year. And sometimes I wasn't paying attention to see what foot it goes off of. Sometimes those left-footed kickers can kick them knuckleballs down there. Doesn't look like maybe a lot of rotation, just coming down weird. So he's discussing it with Bird here to say what the situation is. And I think they're discussing whether they make him re-kick it, which at the high school level, I'm going to be a proponent of making them re-kick, and this is why. Because if you make them re-kick it, they could fumble the snap, it could go over their head, and you can get even better field position, because a punt at the high school level isn't the guarantee it is at the professional level.
Oh, I agree.
Too many things can go wrong. So if you go with and make them re-punt it, and that's what the Cats, I believe, are going to do here. So many different things can go wrong, and that's what the Cats, they're gonna make them, force them to punt it again. So I like that option myself, just because the official says, "Here, take it. I don't even want it anymore." He said, "I'm tired of this thing ringing in my ear." He just stripped it off. He's like, "Here, I'm done." So we'll see. But anyway, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. They're going to re-kick this time, or 15-yard penalty. So that means it'll be from the 26-yard line. Like we said, now, everything's got to go perfect again for you here, so Cats should gain some yardage out of this. And there's a high boomer, and this time going to be taken again. Jasper Davis.
What's Laughlin?
Oh, that was Laughlin this time. And I don't know. That's the first time all season I've seen us struggle with catching punts. And it's got to be something the way that ball's fluttering or what's going on there. So, nevertheless, the Cats gain about 7-8 yards out of that one. 2 wide receivers set to the far side. And here we go. Bird is going to pitch it back to Bowers. Bowers looking to throw and then tucks it, and there's going to be a flag on the Cats, though. It's like a hold on the Cats, and it is. So that'll push us back 10 yards with 8:18 to go. The thing I've noticed about the Cats offensively tonight, Gary, is not a lot of fluidity to it. They're not real fluid each time. It seems like they follow a great possession up with an awful possession or thereabouts. This one's going to start now 10 yards deeper. This is going to be it's going to be first and probably about 20 or so.
Yeah, but you mentioned it earlier. I mean, they've not really been able to get into a rhythm because, coming out of the second half, they only ran 4 plays and had a touchdown. And so, our offense is built on, seeing what the defense is doing and being able to adjust to that. And so, unfortunately, this looks like a 15-yard penalty.
Well, it was from the spot. So it was back a little way. So it's going to bring up first down and just outside of Archie for the Wildcats here. Ball at their own 25-yard line. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Bird looking to pass, and now he throws it out in the flats. Overthrows his target, and In doing so, Kurt Poisel got lit up on that one. Martin comes over and lays the wood on him. And that was a good play for the cornerback there. He just played it, timed it at the right spot, brings up second down and long for the Cats with 8:12 to go here in the third. So ball at their own 26-yard line. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Percival out on the far side. And Bird this time, he's going to pitch it back for Reynolds, and Reynolds nowhere to go. And Reynolds going to lose a couple. He's going to lose about 3. So Cats not going the right direction here on this series. This one pushes them back a little bit farther. Any more farther, they're going to go from Archie to Adrian on third down and long here. So third and long for the Cats. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Split backs in the backfield. Bird is under center. And here we go on third down. Bird hands it to Bowers, and Bowers gets like 2 or 3, and that's it.
Number 7, Joe Bowers, the ball carrier, takes it about the 28-yard line. Let me wrap down number 6, Andre Scary.
And they're going to mark it at the 27, so a gain of about 3. So the Cats are going to have to punt. That was an odd series there, Gary. And what I mean, a couple of things I saw. Number one, it was Knowles and Percival were your wide receivers that entire time. Couple of sophomores, I believe. And what I didn't understand, Bird gets a low liner off, and that one rolls inside the 30 all the way down to about the 20-yard line, and that's where it'll die at the 20. So a good job to spin the field position there for the Cats. 47-yard punt by Ryan Bird, no return. And now Grandview going to have it from their own 20. But what I was saying there, Gary, is that first series, I felt like the blocking was there. That series, it looked like a totally different offensive line out there. Like Bird had no time to even hardly hand off. They were almost there to get the handoffs.
But if you notice, though, defensively, they've got about 8 men in the box. And when they do that, we've got to do something a little bit different. We've got to adjust, and I think we will.
So here we go, split. Wide receivers, 2 out there. They go to the pistol formation. They hand off for Smith. He's going to hand it off and get close to a first down. Plus, that was Roderick Smith. And Smith is going to have a first down. So a first down for the Cats. Gain of about 11. Brings up first and 10 for Grandview up to the 31 of the Cats. So here we go. 2 wide receiver set. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Pearson Jr. Has a running back with him in the backfield. Cats show blitz, and Cats come on the blitz. Good deflection by Isaiah Patrick there to get through and knock that one down to bring it a 2nd and 10. So incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 from the 31-yard line. So perfectly timed blitz right there by Patrick. And if he may have got that other hand on it, he may have been able to walk that one in for 6. Wide receiver, we're going to count 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation again this time for Pearson Jr. And this time he's going to hand it off on 2nd down, and he's going to hand it. I don't know who that was for Grandview. I believe it was Smith. We got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was it. Actually, that was Holt. So Tariq Holt, and he is down on the ground right now. So we have a player down, and that is Tyreek Holt, who carried the ball. Brings up 3rd down and 10. I'll tell you what, anybody, and your son would probably concur with this, is on these chilly nights, especially that first chilly night, those hits hurt just a little bit more.
Yes, I believe you would agree. But, you know, every time we had one of these nights, though, and after the game I would talk to him, and he would always say that probably the first one maybe you feel, but after that you don't feel anything. So
get a little chilly. Well, and their blood's pumping a lot more than ours. They're in there the whole time, so it may not hurt as much as we would think it hurt. Because if I took your headset off right now and flicked your ear, it'd probably hurt just a little bit.
It might fall off.
Right. Jerry was giving us a hard time a little bit ago that it was cold, and Jerry's sitting back there with his hands in his, and he's probably got hand warmers in there. He's just not telling us. I told him I was a little disappointed in him that we didn't have the tent up with the sides on it and a heater going. He had all the time in the world. Come on, Jerry.
Well, he gets here at noon or 1 o'clock to start setting everything up.
Noon, or as Jerry likes to call it, 12:30. And
I got to say, I've been with you all for several years, and it's the first year I'm doing this with you, but I've really enjoyed because, Pete gets everything, and both of you get everything prepared and ready. All you got to do is walk up and put on the headset and go for it. So.
Well, we're back to action. They got hold off the field, and now we've got a whistle, and we were all excited to get ready to go back to action, and now we got a whistle and
it gives me the opportunity.
A timeout, Harrisonville.
It gives me the opportunity to say something about Jerry. I was watching TV the other night. And I know what he's going to say. I know he knows where I'm going with this, and I've got DVR, so I'm watching, and I think I saw something, so I pause it and go back, and sure enough, it was his father. Just love the man. And then it's Jerry and his youngest son in a commercial. And I really, really enjoyed watching Jerry and Tucker on that.
Oh, Jerry's at a loss. So there was a commercial with Jerry, his youngest son, and his dad.
That's right. And I said, I think I know those people, and sure enough, I did. So
what were you watching?
It was, well, I'm not going to, it was TV.
I'm not going any farther on that.
Thank you, please.
Scary in itself. So nevertheless, we're having a little bit of fun up here in the press box, or outside of the press box. They don't let us in the warmth anymore. We're outside of the press box. But we like where we've been. We've been doing this for 10-plus years on the outside. It's Cat's third down coming up for Grandview. Cat's trying to get a stop here on 3rd down and 10. 3 wide receivers set to your left, 1 to your right. Pistol formation. Pearson Jr. as we're back to action. Ball at their own 31-yard line for the Bulldogs on the right hash. And here they go. And stepping up to pass and nowhere to go. And several flags come out. Pearson Jr. able to get a couple of yards out of it. Tackled by Christian Cooper after a gain of a couple. And I'm just going to decline this one and take the punt right here, Gary. Oh, never mind. So it looks like the Cats got a face mask penalty. There was 2 flags on the play. I guess both of them were for the face mask. But if it's a 5-yard variety, it'll still be.
It's not a 5-yard.
So it'll be a first down for Grandview. So again, Laundry, we've talked about it. And this is one of those games early in the year where the Cats lived dangerously, where they had the penalties at the inopportune times, and there was one right there, a 3rd down and long, and you get a personal foul face mask, and now it's first down at midfield for Grandview with 5:40 to go here in the 3rd. They're going to go with trip wide receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right side, pistol formation for Pearson. Jr. has his back with him in the backfield. Roderick Smith behind him. Ben Clary, 5 yards, and it's 1st and 5.
Against the Cats. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 5 from the 45.
So, odd setup here. 3 wide receivers to the left, 3 to the right. And Harrisonville doesn't know where to go with this one, and they pick it out to the near side, and Laughlin going to be over there to start the tackle. Trainer. And now they're going to try to go with this hurry-up offense again with 3 to the left, 3 to the right. So 2nd down and about 3. Odd setup as one of your linemen is to the outside. We have a whistle and a timeout, Harrisonville. Coach Shaker, that's a good timeout for Coach Shaker. He calls the timeout. He goes, guys, come on over. I think he's just trying to settle them down because out of nowhere, Grandview went to this random setup with basically you have 3 wide receivers or 3 people out to your left, 3 people out to your right. You got 3 in the center, and then you have your quarterback and your running back in the backfield. So it's 3-3-3, and I know there's probably a setup for that or something, what it's called. I don't know what that offensive lineup would be called. But I'm just going to call it trips because they got trips all the way across, 3-3-3. I mean, that seems like the simple explanation for it, but I think he's just trying to say, guys, there's nothing real different. It's just a quick offense. Just play your position. And that's what it's there to do, is it's to confuse you and try to get you out of position and get some holes and some open space. And now it looks like Grandview decided, okay, well, we tried it for a couple downs. It's not going to work, so they're going to go back to their normal position. 2nd down and about 3. Pistol formation, wide receiver behind Pearson Jr., or running back, I should say, behind Pearson Jr. He's going to chuck it deep downfield, overthrows his target by about 5 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. So Batiste was on the coverage there. That was intended for Javon Williams. So it brings 3rd and 3. 4:55 to play in this third quarter. Ball goes down. And they've tried that about 3 times tonight. They just chucked it deep down, tried to get their athlete to run up underneath it.
And it worked one time. I mean, we were in good position. The ball just got tipped up behind him rather than tipped another way.
Kind of like that touchdown that they got on the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. The Chiefs tipped it, and it just tipped it right back into the hands as the guy just kept going in stride, and just a bad break for the Cats, or it could be 20-0 right now. So now a timeout called by Grandview here with 4:55 to go in the third quarter. And I don't know what it is about third quarters, Gary, and in Harrisonville. They seem to tend to take about 2.5 hours usually in the third quarter. And this is another long one. Harrisonville's already used 2 of its timeouts. Grandview just used 1 of his. And now here we are with a score of 20-7, 4:55 to go. And both teams only have a combined 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, and we're just barely a little halfway through the third quarter.
Right. So I'm going to look. We'll try to get some score updates for you here as we get into the ScoreStream app. If you don't have the ScoreStream app, I encourage people to download it, as it is a nice app to have. So here we go. 3rd down and about 3. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Pearson Jr. in the pistol formation, back behind him in the backfield. On 3rd down and 3, ball at the 43 of the Wildcats. Cats showing blitz. They're going to throw it out in the flats. And Batiste with a good open field tackle. And it's enough for a first down for Grandview. Moves it to the 39. Grain Valley up 52-8 on Nevada in the fourth quarter. So Grain Valley taking care of business tonight. 20-7 here. You know, this is the time of year you don't go for style points. You know, you don't want to look at the score and go, oh, we need to score a couple more touchdowns, because it doesn't matter. You win, you move on. You lose, you go home. So here we go, 1st and 10 down the 39-yard line, pistol formation. Here's the handoff to Smith. Smith cuts out of the first tackle. Cruz had him dead to rights in the backfield, and instead he spun out of it for a couple of yards. Brings up 2nd and 8 with 4:10 to go here in quarter number 3. So checking in, checking out here, different players spinning out as Smith, the running back, checks out, as Holt checks back in. And it's going to be Holt and Robinson in the backfield with Pearson Jr. He's got a wide receiver to his left, wide receiver to his right on 2nd and 8 from the Cat 36. And nowhere to go. Laid out in the backfield, Nick Cruz. blows through the line of scrimmage and had that one read. Brings up third down and about 13. Nick Cruz, that's at least that I can remember counting his 4th tackle for a loss here in this game. Brings up a third down and 14.
Now, this is where we need to be able to get out of this. We've lost a couple of times, whether it be a penalty or whatever. We need to be able to get out of this, go to 4th down, make them punt, or whatever they're going to do, and get the defense off the field.
So they're going to go with 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, pistol formation. And here, Pearson Jr. nowhere to go. And again, a sack by the Cats. This time, Nick Cruz again. That brings up 4th down and about 20. 4th down, and I'm going to call it just outside of Raymore for the Grandview Bulldogs. Any farther back, and they're going to be in Grandview themselves. So 4th down and long, coming up 2:31 to go, 3rd. And there's a high end-over-end kick, and this time everybody just says, I'm getting away from it, and good deadens at the 4. So a great punt by Holt there to able to pin the Cats deep. No return, 40-plus yard punt, and no return. It'll be Cats ball at their own 4 with 2:21 to go here in the 3rd. And still, you know, something they're doing is running a lot of clock. They've had possession over 6.5 minutes here in this 3rd quarter. So they've had it for over 6 minutes, and there's only 2:21 to go. The Cats could run out the rest of this quarter, and still Grandview would have had it more possession time here in the 3rd quarter. So Percival flanked out to the right side. Near side is Knowles, and Bowers into the secondary, and Bowers down past the 20 to the 25, chased down from behind. But up to the 28-yard line. That first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And Bowers just went over 100 yards, nine rushes for 112.
24-yard gain on that one, gives the Cats a little bit of breathing room. Under center is Bird, split backs in the backfield. This time they give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds makes the first couple of miss, and then drug down, up, gets up to about the 36-yard line. With Skinner and a couple others for Grandview to make the tackle, but not before an 8-yard gain by Wyatt Reynolds. Brings up 2nd and a pair with 1:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. And this time they're going to go to Bowers. Bowers gets it to the outside and out of bounds. And a flag. See if that's a hold. If it is, that's going to push it back. It is a hold on the Cats, which they'd already moved the chains, and that is something you don't want to do.
Last thing about it is they haven't moved the ring, which they set on one of the 30 or one of the 5s or the 0s, 40s, and so they'll be able to set it back. The only thing is they'll just have to know where the first down the marker was for the last play. But
so it'll bring up a spot foul, so it'll bring up a second. I'm going to say it's 2nd down. They're showing 1st down, but it should be 2nd down and about 8. We'll see what they do here. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. And Bird this time going to hand it off for Reynolds, and Reynolds upended after a gain of a couple. So bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Number 42, Darian Kitchen, making his first stop tonight. Officials want to both the 34-yard line between the seams.
So they're showing 2nd down. I could be wrong, but I think it's 3rd down right now. So they got it as 2nd down, so we'll go with it. 2nd down and 4. Wide receiver to your left, wide receiver to your right. Laughlin Out to the right side, to the near side is Davis on second down. And they're going to go for Laughlin, and just over the hands of Laughlin. And Bird was throwing an out, and Laughlin was cutting for a post there. So it brings up third down.
Brings up third down and 4.
I think, man, I think the Cats are getting away with one on the downs, because Reynolds ran it on first down. It made it first and 8-yard run, so it would have made it 2nd and 2. That run for Bowers was a first down, but then they moved it back and they never changed it back. So third down coming up for the Cats. They pitch it back, nowhere to go. Loss of about 10 for the Cats. Going to bring up a fourth down. I don't know. I sure thought that, but I could be totally crazy. But I thought it was 2nd down and 2. Bowers with the first down run. But with it being a spot foul on 2nd down, moved it back to 2nd down and long. And so the Cats going to get away with one here. But nevertheless, that's going to end quarter number 3. So 3 quarters in the books. The Cats lead it 20-7. We'll go to the fourth. We'll be back after this.
Back to school means new hours at the Vault. Every Tuesday through Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. Whether you're playing games or just hanging out with your friends or taking advantage of the free tutoring, the Vault is a safe place to help students move forward. We're also inviting students and their families to the Vault for every away game this football season. Come watch your Wildcats on the big screens and hang out with your friends. Check us out on Facebook for more information and upcoming events at the Vault.
All right, welcome back. Go to the fourth quarter. The Cats lead it 20-7 and going to punt left to right here on fourth down at about 12. Or, as Missouri knows all frequently, and I'm going to stick to it, 5th down and 12 coming up for the Wildcats. Hey, I've been a Mizzou fan my whole life. I've lived through 5th down. I've lived through Tyus Edney. I've lived through the flea kicker. I've had some bad moments as a Mizzou fan. So 4th and 12 coming up, and here comes a Bird punt. Low liner's going to roll and going to be picked up by Grandview at the 40-yard line and up to about the 46, 47-yard line. Smith takes it. So he got about 7 out of it, and he took it on a bounce. Got it close to midfield with 11:49 to go here in the fourth. So the Cats defense has done pretty solid here in the second half. Solid most of the game. You give that one play, we talked about it, and that was just Laughlin not able to quite knock it down. But other than that, and now we got a conference. We have a penalty way back here at the 31-yard line. And I'm not sure we're gonna talk it over. Our official didn't like the microphone, so we're not gonna get an explanation on this one. But it looks like they're gonna have to re-punt it. And be a hold, I don't know. Either they're discussing it here. Bird's going back out there like he's gonna have to kick it. So.
Well, we got a few minutes. The laundry that you talked about, we have made a lot of laundry from home tonight. Let's put it that way. We've got 8 penalties for 75 yards. So we do need to shore that up next week, because you won't want to do that away from home. If things stand the way they are with, obviously Grain Valley, you don't want to go up there with that many penalties. That was part of our problem the last time we were there.
So both flags against Grandview.
Looks like 2 holds, which would be 10-yard varieties. Well, they'd be close to a first down. But, I mean, they're back here at the line of scrimmage, which is odd. You don't usually see the holds on those. And it looks like I guess the Cats are going to let them take 10 yards from there. So we will see here as they're discussing it some more. And Coach Maxwell saying, yeah, we'll take 10 yards from here. Cats guys out there, as it's cold, they're kind of bouncing around, just trying to hold their own out there. Keep warm. 11:49 to go here, fourth quarter of this one. Cats lead 20-7 over Grandview.
But the penalty mark off is 10 yards on the hold. That's assessed against the Bulldogs.
So it will be assessed, and they will have it at their own 37-yard line.
First and 10 for the Dogs. Action to be here on the near side.
Try to get you some other scores as we roll through here.
Kind of curious how Webb and Carl did, because they're probably going to meet next week.
So here we go, pistol formation, 2 wide receivers set out to the far side. Right side, Pearson Jr. looking to pass, and he throws it in the flats for Williams, and Williams has got a first down to the midfield and passed, and going to be taken about the 49-yard line. Staley beating the Central Indians at St. Joe 60-0 in the third quarter of that ball game. Blue Springs over Fort Zumwalt West 35-14. Battle beating Ruskin 14-0. Fort Osage beating Truman 20-0. First and 10 for Grandview, down to the 49 of the Wildcats. And they another quick out. That one popped up, picked off. Laughlin, right place, right time. And the Wildcats come up with a break with the interception. Nick Laughlin, and that was caused by the quick pass because of the penetration in the backfield. Nick Laughlin with the pick and sets the Cats up in great position at the 43 of the Grandview Bulldogs. I always know when my wife is listening as we're rolling down scores, she goes, "Holden?" question mark, looking for a score update. Angela, I will get you that score as soon as we get to it.
First and 10 Wildcats from the 43, the far side, Bert under center.
So here we go, wide receiver, 2 of them out to the near side here, and they're going to go inside handoff to Bowers. He'll take 3 yards. William Chrisman up 19-14 over Park Hill South.
88, Cortez Kirk Jones, the senior, making his first stop tonight.
Holden up 7-3 over Summit Christian in the fourth quarter of that ball game. So here we go, second down and about 7 for the Cats. 2 wide receivers set to the near side, split backs in the backfield. Up the middle, they're going to go with it for Reynolds. Reynolds up to the 36-yard line.
To about the 37-yard line. Wrapped up by number 42, that's Darian Kitchen, the senior. Third down and 4 for the Wildcats.
So it'll be a third down and about 4 coming up for the Cats here. We'll scroll through some more.
I would say we're in 4-down territory here, I would think. I mean, we could play field position, but we're up 2 scores. If we can get this here and especially get a score on them, that would really make a big difference. 2 out to the right.
So here we go on a third down. They throw it out to Davis. Davis has got a first down and down the sidelines to the 25-yard line. Down to the 25, so a gain of about 12. First and 10 to the 25. That first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Looking for another score for my wife. I'll try to get that in a timeout. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. And here they go, Reynolds, and Reynolds has got daylight inside the 15 and taken down to the 13-yard line. Skinner with the tackle. It'll be a first down to the 14-yard line. The first down brought to you by Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
if we can get Reynolds another 6 yards, he'll be over 100 yards for the night. Now we have 2 100-yard rushers tonight.
And I don't know if we've had that on the
I
year
don't think
yet.
we have. I think it's been one or the other, it seems like, all year.
So here we go, and this time they give it to Bowers, and Bowers gets it down to about the 10-yard line, gets a quick 4 yards. I was looking to see the University Academy score. I have not seen it posted on here.
Action to be on the far side. 4-yard gain of play, second down and 6.
Cats in control here, 20-7, 9:20 to go, trying to make a 3-score game here with 9:16 to go. And Bird looking up the middle this time for Bowers again, make it a 3rd down. So Bowers got about to the line of scrimmage, so no gain on that one.
Number 56, Vontrell Williams, the junior, credited with the lead tackle. Ball at the 11.
So Cats get to play from the sideline, running a lot of clock here, 8:50 to go here in the 4th. And here we go, up the middle again. Cats get a yard or so. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And, you know, you talked about it, 4-down territory here. But you know what, Gary, here's another situation on a 4th down. Cats can be confident, but you're in a window here. You're up 13. I guess a field goal just gets you up 16. But we've talked about it before, giving him an opportunity to get a field goal that could help you down the road.
Yeah, but I'm not going to second guess the coaches.
And I absolutely not, because, you know, it still makes it a 2-possession game. If it was a 15-point game and it made it a 3-possession game, you probably look at it there. And I can see where they're coming from. It's a 13-point game. There's a penalty flag on the field. Looks like it'll be a false start on the Cats. And it is.
I just like the opportunity, because whenever you're getting farther and farther into the playoffs, you may need those 3 points sometime, and that's what I like about giving the opportunity. Especially we're up 2 scores, but 7 looks better than 3. So
absolutely. So it'll be 4th down coming up. And here we go for the Cats on 4th down. And they throw it over the flats into the end zone for a touchdown. I thought it dropped, but it did not.
Number 15, Jasper Davis on the lob to the far side corner. 19-yard touchdown pass.
It'll be a touchdown for the Cats, 26-7 with 7:29 to go. So Jasper Davis just reached his hands out there and grabbed it for a touchdown. Makes it a 26-7 game. We'll see. It looks like Bird's going to stay in there to go for 2.
Coming up, 2-point conversion.
So first extra point coming up, and diving over the top, trying to time that jump.
Conversion, false start.
So we'll wait. On a extra point here, and that was a false start on us. So Bird gonna still go for 2.
Between the scenes.
So 26-7 is the score.
And there they go.
2 wide receiver set near side here. Bird going to go out of the shotgun this time. He's got Bowers and Reynolds flanking him in the backfield. And now another whistle. And is this on the Cats? Again on the Cats.
Again, a false start against the Cats.
And, you know, here's the situation. Again, penalties hurting the Wildcats. It's going to be an extra point opportunity now from the 13-yard line, as they're trying to go for 2 to make this a 21-point lead here. So 7:29 to go. We got an extra point, a 2-point conversion try coming up. Obviously, clock will not roll here in this one. 2 wide receiver set again to the near side on the right side. And here they go, looking to throw. And Bird is chased. He's going to chuck it downfield. And it's been like that all night long for the Cats. Not able to get a throw off. And we got a timeout. We'll be back after this.
A bad tire can ruin someone's day in a heartbeat, so don't trust your tires to just anyone. Let William at Young's Tire and Wheel Center get you rolling down the road with safety and peace of mind. With their tire warranty and free rotations, they make sure you're well taken care of. So whether it's a spare or a new set of 4 tires, Young's will get you safely to that next Wildcat away game. Act soon and you may be eligible to up to $100 in rebates with certain hand-cooked tires. Go see William today right across the road from the Garage Burgers and Brew on Commercial.
All right, welcome back. Harrisonville leads 26-7. They're in control, Gary, but you don't get that 2-point conversion, and again, attributed to a couple of penalties. They've had 10 now in the ball game, maybe even more than that.
11
in the ball game,
and they're pushing almost 90 yards.
So we await the Sissonis kick. 7:29 to go here in this one. 26-7 is the score. And the Cats a little squib kick again. Picked up by the up man at the 35. Bounces off a couple of tacklers up to the 40. And now the Cats just trying to strip it. And it'll be dead at about the 37-yard line.
The special teams tackle will be credited number 12, Nick.
And I'll tell you, the officials in this game have allowed the ball carrier to go quite a ways before they blow that whistle. That's attributed probably to a little bit of the strip opportunities for the Cats trying to get the strip. So 7:22 to go here, fourth quarter. Cats lead 26-7. They're 7:22 away from playing for a district title next Friday night in Grain Valley. 2 wide receivers to the left, to the right. Pearson Jr. in the backfield, has a running back behind him in the backfield out of that pistol. And he looks and he throws it to Holt out of that pistol formation, and Holt's going to get 3 or 4. It's a little swing screen pass out of the backfield. Gain of about 4 or 5. Brings up second down and about 5 with 7 minutes to go here in this one.
Second down and 5, ball at the 43-yard line. Action to be on the far side. West 6:58 and rolling with the play in this fourth quarter of this contest.
So 6:55 to go here in the fourth. Cats lead 26-7. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Out of that pistol, they throw it out, and just too far for Williams on the near sideline, and it'll bring up third down. I'm still, you know, the first thing I'm going to do when I get home tonight, I'm going to get on YouTube on my TV, and I'm going to go back to that penalty, and I'm going to find out if they got 5 downs or not.
The only thing about difference between that and Missouri is it hurt Missouri. In this particular case, it didn't help anybody because we lost 14 yards after the next play,
right.
the next play anyway. So
here we go. Third down and about 5 for Grandview from their own 43-yard line. 3 wide receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right side. Shotgun formation, Cats showing blitz, and they come with the house. And the ball out. And that, he didn't quite get the trifecta. He didn't get the trifecta, but he got the strap, he got the sack and the strip for the fumble, and that was Isaiah Patrick, who we were worried that may not even get to play tonight, and he's had a solid game himself. Brings up a 1st and 10, Cats at the 38 of Grandview with 6:27 to go here in this one. 26-7 the score, 6:27 to go. Now, that's some numbers. 6:27 to go, and it's 26-7. Under center is Bird. He's going to go with the pitch back to Bowers. Bowers tries to get to the outside and gets it past the 38 and out of bounds. So he looked like he got back to the line of scrimmage. Not going to get any yards on that one.
6:19 to play.
And the bad part about that is he went out of bounds and the clock will stop. So a 2nd and 10 coming up. And I'll tell you what, I mean, that Cortez Crook Jones, a big defensive end, has been in the backfield several times tonight. And Grandview in particular has just lived in the backfield at times for the Cats, and the Cats have still managed to almost have 2 100-yard rushers. And this time they give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds bounces off a tackler and forward for a gain of a couple. So it'll bring up 3rd down and about 8. That puts Reynolds to 96 yards on the evening. And 6 minutes to go here in the contest, and the Cats lead 26-7. So, you know, you overall look at this ball game so far. Cats in control here, would like to get another score in. One of the things you look at, Gary, is the way the Cats have played tonight. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. We'll get to it after this play on 3rd down. And here we go on 3rd and 8. And this time Bird throws it in the flats and skips it to Reynolds and incomplete. And that's been a theme of the night, is Ryan Bird on the ground in the backfield. He was chased out. Nasir Kearse. What I was going to say is, you know, if you're the coaching staff, you look at this game and go, man, we did not look good tonight. But
we didn't look good, but we came out of it with a win.
Well, exactly.
Made a lot of mistakes. And, you know, really, to be quite frank with you, if they're going to have this game, tonight's the night they wanted to have it, because they don't want to have it next week.
Absolutely. And Bird's calling a timeout. I don't know if he smashed a finger there on that one or what he did.
At least it's on his, I think it's on, it's on his left hand. So, I mean, if we're, as a dad of a quarterback and watching quarterbacks, you want it to be on the left hand, not the right.
And, you know, Ryan doesn't have gloves on. It is a cold night. You know, a helmet smashing your finger into the turf, that probably sting a little bit, so that could be what it is. And probably just trying to tell him, shake it off here. He's like, I just want to go put some gloves on. Here we go, 4th down. Cats are going to punt it away. Bird gets it, walks into it, and that one is going to bounce and get a Wildcat bounce, and the Cats are going to down it at the 1-yard line. Jamil Batiste with the excellent special teams play. 43-yard punt, no return for the Cats, and Grandview going to start in the shadow of their own end zone here with 5:29 to go. Ron with a good point. You had a safety here. We'd get to that 28 and that 21-point lead you were looking for. So here we go, 1st down and 10 from their own 1. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right, pistol formation. 2 backs in the backfield with Pearson Jr. It looks like it'll be Smith and Holt, or Robinson and Holt. Can't see from up here. And close to not getting out of the end zone there was Grandview. Brings up 2nd down and 10. So with 5:15 and ticking, it was Holt with the handoff. And it's Holt and Robinson in there in the backfield. So we go to 2nd down.
Now would be a nice time to have one of those sacks or tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. Tackle for a loss here would be nice. So pistol formation, 2 backs in the backfield, wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Cats
and they're going for it.
And Batiste tips it, and again, almost tipped into the hands. Williams almost tipped it right to Williams again. Brings up 3rd down and 10. And the crazy part about that throw is there was no safety help back there behind Batiste, as they showed blitz there, as Williams catches that, he is gone. As I said last year against Parkway North, when Oregon took it right up the middle of the third quarter, I say, he gone, and he would have been gone too. 2 wide receivers out to the left side, 1 to the right side, pistol formation out of the end zone for Pearson Jr., and he's looking to throw, and he's going to chuck it down the sideline again, and got it and hold it in at the 23-yard line on the near side by Harold Trainer. And that was a good pass from Pearson Jr. out of his own end zone on the fade route. Not to put that into the sideline. And it's a 1st and 10 to the 25 now with 4:32 to go here in the ball game. The Cats leading 26-7. 3 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left side. Pistol formation with Pearson Jr. Has Holt with him in the backfield. They're going to throw it out in the flats and bounces off the shoulder pads of the receiver out the far side. Brooke Jones was the intended target. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. 4:28 to go here. 26-7 is the score. So with 4:28 to go here in the ball game, Cats lead 26-7. And it'll be 2 wide receivers to your left, 2 to your right. Smith behind Pearson Jr. in the backfield. Cats showing blitz, and they're bringing everybody, and nowhere to go. Wrapped up and taken down. Isaiah Patrick with the sack. Back-to-back possessions for Isaiah Patrick to get a sack. And Isaiah still looking into that backfield. Not sure if somebody's been talking a little, chirping to him, but he wanted to make it a point to say, yeah, I sacked again. So 3rd down, about 16 coming up for Grandview from their own 19-yard line, 3:50 and counting here in this one. 3 wide receivers set to the right, 1 to the left. Smith behind Pearson Jr. out of that pistol formation. And the Cats give 5 of it right back on their 13th penalty of the night. Or there's several. They've had several. Let's just go with that. And most of them coming here in the second half.
And probably one more will put them over 100 yards.
So they give 5 of that sack back. Still 3rd and 11, though, for Grandview with 3:41 to go here. 3 wide receivers set to the right, 1 to the left. We await the snap out of the pistol, and Pearson Jr. looking to throw, and he's just going to chuck a deep ball and out of bounds for Williams again intended. Jamil Batiste with some good coverage. Brings up 4th down, and Grandview's going to punt with 3:21 to go.
3:21 to play.
You got to feel like at this point that could possibly just wrap it up here. We got a whistle and a timeout. Grandview will take a quick timeout as well. Jerry, I think Jerry was taking a nap. We'll be right back.
Need a haircut, highlight, beauty supplies, nails done? Good news, Harrisonville has your one stop to answer all these questions. Salon 114 on the west side of the historic Harrisonville Square is a full-service salon with cuts, colors, curls, conditioners, and nails. There is no reason to make multiple appointments and stops. Just go see Amy and her girls and get it all done at once. Salon 114 is proud to sponsor Wildcat Athletics and the Wildcat Cheerleaders Spirit Spotlight.
All right, welcome back. 3:21 to go. We got a 4th down coming up for Grandview, looking to punt it away from their own 23-yard line. See if we can get you some more scores.
Back to this one, and here's the news.
on a 4th down. And
well, I think they've decided not to punt.
So now they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 11. And they're going to go with 3 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. In motion, they're going to go. Looking for a safety valve there, and then they throw it high and far over, and the Cats are going to take over at the 24-yard line. And the Cats going to look to try to Pleasant Hill up on Hogan Prep, 36-18. Hogan Prep undefeated going into tonight, and Pleasant Hill all over them. Belton up 55-36 on Smith Cotton. Smith Cotton was undefeated going into that game, so a couple of odd scores coming up. 52-14, Grain Valley did win. Be a 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 24-yard line. Reynolds and Bowers, they're going to hand it off to Bowers, and Bowers goes nowhere. Cortez Crook Jones, he has been off that end all night long. Bring up a 2nd down and 11 as Bowers loses a yard there. So wide receiver to the left, wide receiver right. You know, a player I haven't seen out on the field tonight, and I don't know, looking for him on the sideline, is Nick McCleve, who has been out there a lot. Usually is out there as one of your wide receivers. And Reynolds goes a yard backwards. So brings up 3rd down, and the Cats just running some inside veers here, just trying to run some clock, nothing fancy for the Cats. Brings up 3rd down and 11. This is where I might try a field goal on 4th down. Up 26-7. And the bad thing is, though, if you do try a field goal here, then you could look like you're trying to run the score up. So, you know, probably 4-down territory for the Cats here on 3rd down, and they're going to go inside, handoff for Reynolds. Reynolds to the 10, to the 5, to the house. Over 100 yards on the night and into the end zone for a touchdown. From 25 yards out. And that puts them over 100 at 120 yards on the night. With 1:47 to go in the ball game, the Cats lead 32-7. Extra point will make it 33. And Gary's laughing, and I am laughing at Gary, and I'll tell you the story. We'll keep it here after this one. The kick is up, kick is good. That touchdown is brought to you by our good friends at Young's Tire and Wheel Center. The touchdown on the pavement of your tires is important to your car. Don't get left stranded. Go see William at Young's Tire and Wheel Center today. And the reason we laugh is we were sitting inside as I was getting my starters together, and I was sitting in there writing them down, and Kevin Thomas, the PA announcer here at the stadium, he goes, you want me to tell you about what I think about this game tonight? And so, you know, he's getting all excited, and we're talking. He goes, I think it's going to be a final score of 33-14. He goes, I just think that's about what it's going to be. And Gary repeated it. He goes, 33? He goes, yeah. Well, it's 33-7. Now, if Grandview has some wild play here in the last 1:47, he could be like Notre Dame. Cat set to kick it away here. Sasonis from his own 40. Little squib kick up to about the 30, 35-yard line. And this time they put an up man up there, knowing they may try to do that. And it'll bring up a 1st and 10 as Skinner's the one that took that one.
With 1:42 to play in this contest.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. So with 1:42 to go here in the contest, Cats
Arms are waved. Timeout call.
lead it, and a timeout was called.
Substitutions coming in for the Cats. On defense with 1:42 left to play, Grandview Bulldogs ball.
And, you know, that was a timeout basically to get his second unit defense in there. And you know what? It's 33-7. You're going to win this contest. And you say, you know, we're not in the playoff system anymore. It doesn't matter how many points you give up or, you know, how many points you win by. They're thinking, hey, I don't need a crazy play at the end, a crack block, get one of my defensive players hurt. I'm going to pull them off field, and that's a smart move.
And this is the future of Harrisonville.
Absolutely.
I mean, so it gives them the opportunity to get there out on Friday night, no matter when it is, what the score is. It still gives them that opportunity to get out there and get some snaps in and get some experience. So when it does come to their time and they're the next man up, they are experienced and used to being out there.
So 1:42 to go. Wait for Pearson Jr. Tied his shoe. He's got two wide receivers out to his far side. One wide receiver. Nobody out to his left. And they're going to go with a handoff up the middle. And right forward they go. That is Robinson for a gain of about 7 with 1:30 to go is counting.
Number 21, the ball here with Lewis Robinson, the senior. Right down by number 83, Miles Jennings making his first stop tonight.
Miles Jennings with the tackle.
So second down and 7 for Grandview from the 43.
So ball up to the 43-yard line now. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right, pistol formation. And up the middle again they go, and out to the outside they go to the 50. And a hold out here to the near side. As just pushing it all the way. Justin Akeem Muladen, Justice Akeem Muladen going to get called for the hold out here on the near side. Justice brother Freedom Akeem Muladen plays for Nebraska. And I was in talking to one of their coaches, and he said that name, and I said Akeem Muladen, and I said his name is Justice and Freedom. I like that. Justice and Freedom, they got the theme going on. Freedom is a defensive lineman for Nebraska and starts for them. So the lineage is good there for these kids. Second down and about 3. And I remember Freedom Akeem Muladen, who played on the Grandview team that we played in the sectional round back in 2014, I believe. Or Zach graduated in 14?
Yeah, so it was in 13 season.
13-14 season, and they played it. That one is put on the turf, going to bring up third down and 3 with 52.7 seconds to go. They just missed out. They took Grandview to overtime in that game, and he played on that team, and he was a horse.
Well, Grandview's had some very good athletes.
Absolutely.
Quarterback came out of there that went and played.
Josh Freeman, and he played at Tampa Bay, K-State, then Tampa Bay, and then bounced around a little bit after that. But, yeah, they've had some great talent come out of there. Have the Bulldogs football, basketball. You had Tyrone Taylor, the second, that went down to Wichita State. I'm not quite sure. I think he's at Northern Illinois now. 3 wide receivers are going to flank it out that way, and Williams has got it, and he's going to go to the 40, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line with 45.1 to go as the clock will roll, or it will stop momentarily, I should say. So the ball down to the 37-yard line. So Cats will play next Friday night against Grain Valley at Grain Valley. Jerry, start the planning now. As we had a setup last time we were up there. We were up in the bleachers. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Pearson looking to throw. He's going to chuck it deep downfield. He's got Williams, and Williams comes back catching at the 10, inside the 10 to the 5, and he's going to get inside the 5-yard line and down to about the 3. And they do have 1 timeout left. We'll see if they use it or not. Getting their play from the sideline. With 18.8 seconds to go, score 33-7. and it's 1st and goal. The clock will roll. So Grandview going to have to hurry to get one off here with 10, 9, and Grandview going to call a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll take a 30. We'll be right back. Oh, you're going. Go.
What is the number one thing people look for when buying a used car? Trust. If you can't trust the person you buy your vehicle from, you can end up with a lemon. Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's trusted name for used cars since 1984. That's over 30 years in business, earning your trust and giving you confidence that he will be around for your family for years to come. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, think about the used car dealer that has been around longer than any other. Holland Auto Sales on Commercial, just past Price Chopper.
All right, welcome back. 5.9 seconds to go, and you ran in to talk to Kevin, and Kevin's in there laughing because he knows exactly what he told us out here. And if Grandview can score on this play here,
we need to interview him after the game.
Well, here's the deal. As Kevin likes to say, here's the deal. If they score here, he looks like Nostradamus. If they don't score here, well, he just was a lucky guess.
That's right.
So we'll see what happens. 1st and goal from about the 4 coming up, and they're going to go with the pistol formation, 3 backs surrounding.
Well, we know this is the last play because there's 1.1 second left.
Which is weird because the clock shouldn't have started. Now it's 11:11.
There we go.
No, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. We don't want that either. We will see. They're trying to wrap things up here. They put 11 seconds on the clock. So we could have 2 shots.
May not be the last play because they've still got a timeout.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I thought they still had one left.
They used that last one to call the timeout here. So they're going to go up the middle with it and to the 5, close. Call it at the 1 yard line. Cannot believe they ran it there. And that's going to end the ball game. The Cats win it 33-7. So Kevin didn't know what he was talking about. He just wanted to tease us. So final score 33-7. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back to wrap things up after this.
What is the number one thing people look for when buying a used car? Trust. If you can't trust the person you buy your vehicle from, you can end up with a lemon. Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's trusted name for used cars since 1984. That's over 30 years in business, earning your trust and giving you confidence that he will be around for your family for years to come. Next time you're in the market for a vehicle, think about the used car dealer that has been around longer than any other. Holland Auto Sales on Commercial, just past Price Chopper.
Harrisonville Wildcats postgame headquarters, Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House, is open late to feed your hunger after every Wildcat win, home or away. No matter if it's appetizers to dissect the game or a full meal to celebrate, Forged by Fire is your stop. Try some fried pickles or wings, fill up on the half-pound Boss Burger, or go all out with a hand-cut, made-to-order 16-ounce Kansas City strip. After tonight's game, go to the Harrisonville's premier sit-down restaurant, Forged by Fire Kitchen and Tap House, in the Price Chopper Shopping Center.
Why spend hours and hours scouring the internet looking for the best insurance prices when Stafford and Stafford Insurance can do it for you? They have over 40 employees and agents working for you and your family to match you with the right insurances to have you covered. No matter if it's auto, business, health, life, or home insurance, they will match you with what best fits you and your budget. So stop working so hard and work smart. Give Stafford and Stafford Insurance a call at 816-884-4800 and take the work out of insurance.
Free donuts. Yep, that's right. Fuel up at Sapp Brothers Truck Stop and get a free donut. If donuts are not your thing, wait, what someone doesn't like donuts? Anyway, they do have a full menu of lattes, hot and iced coffees for that caffeine jolt you may need in the early mornings, afternoon pick-me-ups, or late-night work. Bring the kids 12 and under in on Thursdays from 3 to 5 for the Build Your Donut Night. At Dunkin' Donuts, located inside the new Sapp Brothers Truck Stop on the Highway 7 exit, there's a little something for the whole family and convenience to boot with a drive-thru and open 24 hours.
There is only one wireless hotspot 4Ts and CBK Broadcasting Trust. That is a hotspot from the cell-only Verizon wireless store in Harrisonville. With easy access in the Price Chopper Shopping Center, they are there to answer any questions you may have. Right now, come in and get a free Samsung tablet, discount bundles, and contract buyouts from any other carrier. If that wasn't enough, if you come in and mention this ad, get 15% off your purchase. Run out and see them today at Cell-Only Verizon Wireless.
Harrisonville's newest paper is your best place for area news and coverage of Harrisonville sports. Dedicated to giving you the stories that are at the heart of the community and business profiles so you can get to know local businesses, they are becoming Harrisonville's go-to news source. With distribution at several local businesses and with subscriptions available, get your hands on Harrisonville's hottest commodity, a copy of the Harrisonville Star, today.
Now with 2 locations in Harrisonville and Belton, your premier pre-owned dealers at Show Me Auto Mall have made buying a car, truck, or SUV even easier. The crew at Show Me Auto Mall wants to make sure you experience hassle-free sales with premier pre-owned cars. With the Show Me Edge warranty, you have a peace of mind that Show Me will take care of you. So when you're in the market for a vehicle, go experience the Show Me difference in Harrisonville across from Walmart or the new location in Belton across from Chipotle.
Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville takes the hassle out of buying home appliances. They will save you time and money and give you the same selection as the marts up in the city. So instead of spending hours driving north searching for a great deal, go see the crew at Troby's right here in Harrisonville and get friendly hometown service at affordable prices. With 3 generations of Troby's helping, it's a true hometown business, happy to make you feel like part of the family. Go see them today on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
From small jobs like an oil change or big ones like fixing a transmission, Young's Auto Repair will get you back up and running in no time. A knowledgeable, friendly staff with a family raised in Harrisonville, Michelle and William know small-town friendly service and good craftsmanship is the key to keeping customers happy and coming back again. So next time you need a tune-up or an alignment with their state-of-the-art alignment machine, give Young's a call at 816-380-6008 or stop in and visit them at 1312 South Commercial, right next to Santa Fe Glass.
All right, welcome back to Harrisonville Middle School. We are on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School Memorial Stadium. The Harrisonville Wildcats win it by a final count of 33-7. You know what? It was a sloppy game for the Wildcats. It wasn't well played at times, but you will never, ever hear a coaching staff go and tell you that they're going to apologize for a sloppy win in the state playoffs. And, Gary, that's what they got tonight. But bottom line is they live to play another day, and they play next Friday night at Green Valley, a chance to avenge a loss earlier in the season. Mirror image of last season.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they've got the opportunity to take some mistakes tonight, and a lot of times you learn from those mistakes. And it's, like I said earlier, it's a good thing that they had those mistakes tonight, not next week. And so, therefore, they need to take tonight, learn from it, and move forward through the process. They've got a team that can go to Green Valley and that can win. And, you know, the last one was a fluke anyway, or they'd be playing here next week. And so, but I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but going up there, if we bring home a win, then more than likely we're going to have the next game at home, which is going to be a good time. It's going to be a good opportunity to have that. So let's take it through the stats real quick. We ended up with 248 yards rushing. We had 2 100-yard rushers tonight. Reynolds had 14 carries, 120 yards, and Bowers had 16 carries for 128 yards. Receiving, we only had about 7 passes total. 8 passes. Bird went 6 for 8 for 117 yards. Leading the way was Davis with 3 catches, 88 yards, and Laughlin had 2 catches for 30. Total yards, we ended up with 365 yards, which is not a bad game for Harrisonville. I mean, we just didn't put it. We never got into rhythm. You kept saying that in the first half, and the same thing here. We got some big plays, which got us a whole lot of yards, but we never really played a very good rhythmic game.
No, and that's what's crazy about those totals, 300-plus yards of offense. You didn't feel like they had even 100 yards, and we had 200-yard rushers in the ball game, which is just crazy that we had that. Just the way they played it, you just felt like it was a disjointed game, and it was big plays. You know, it was 50 here, 60 here, 30 here, 40 here. So they had yardage. They just didn't have a big quantity of, they had those couple big plays, but other than that, they didn't have a lot of positive yard. If we went back through and looked, there was a lot of 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard losses, 1 yard, 2 yard gains throughout the game, but they were able to pop those big ones.
Yeah, I didn't count them, but I'm just looking here. We may have had a total of 30 plays, 35 at the most. That's not normal. Normally you're going to have in the 50s or 60s, especially for 365 yards. And really the defense didn't play that bad. I mean, ultimately they gave up 287 yards. Now, about 70 of that was on that last series, and our second team was in, taking nothing against them, but they got 70 of that, so really almost 25% of their yardage they got in the last series. Before that, they'd only gotten about 210 yards, and they had the time of possession. They had it 28 minutes to 48 minutes, so they had it 8 minutes more than we did. Now, we kind of evened up in the second half, which was good because our defense was probably getting tired from the first half, but we held them to only 68 yards rushing. They had 219 yards passing, and most of that went to that number 4. He had half of that, 107 yards in passing. So, really, hey, you're never going to apologize for a win, no matter how you get it, and we got it tonight. We live for another day. Grandview goes home. They get to play basketball. We get to stay on the football field for another week, and we need to bring home a win next week from Grandview.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens next week. They go up to Grain Valley next Friday night for a district championship. The same 2 teams met last season here for a district championship. Cats were able to avenge an earlier season loss and move to 8-3 on the year, and they've got a chance to avenge a late season or a mid-season loss this time around and live to get into the playoffs, to what I call the playoffs, the quarterfinal round as a district champion. And they got that chance next Friday night, and that's all you ask for at this point in the season is give yourself a shot.
Absolutely. Live for the next day, live for the next week, play like there's no tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to them bringing home a win. District championship, and then moving forward in the playoffs.
So we will see what happens. I know we'll be without Mr. Davidson next Friday because he's going to be in sunny, warm Florida.
I hope it's warmer than this.
We won't hate on him too bad, but we understand. It's not just a leisure trip. It's also a business trip, and I know you're not there for work. So, we wish you safe travels next week, and hopefully you come back to a victory and a Friday night destiny date with maybe the Webb City Cardinals. We'll see. But I want to thank everybody again. I want to thank all of our sponsors, kind of like a sponsor appreciation night. Guys, we thank each and every one of you for each and every week being out here and making sure we can get these on the air. We couldn't do it without you. We talked a lot about community tonight. We had a gentleman, Mr. Cunningham, up here. His daughter's trying to get to Colorado for some much-needed treatment, and we talked about how the community stepped up for that. They're having a like silent auction type of deal to raise money for her. That's just kind of what this community is about. I want to thank all of our sponsors, and we're going to be on the air next Friday. And something we didn't get to talk about at halftime, and I will mention real quick, your Harrisonville Wildcat soccer team, district champions. They won the district this week. First time since, I believe, 2011 or 12 that they won a district title. And we have both of those on 4Ts.com, and we will have the sectional matchup Tuesday on 4ts.com, and then we'll follow it up Friday night with a district championship for football, and hopefully we can get football and football district championships. Jerry's back here bouncing around. He didn't wear enough clothes. So for Jerry Forschler, for Ron Allschlager, for Gary Davidson, Braxton, I know you're watching. I'll see you in just a couple of minutes. I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Harrisonville. We'll see you next Friday night in Grain Valley for a district title showdown.